Field of Dreams is a Field of Nightmares, I like to call it. I think the next 3 to 4 years is the golden age of whiskey. Guys, I think we're seeing like the golden age of whiskey. I think it's going to be a great time to be in the whiskey hobby. It's been one hell of a whiskey weekend. I'm barely here. One of my favorite things to do is after I've had a whole bunch of whiskey and is to FaceTime you. Here's the problem. When you have been drinking whiskey for, I would say, approximately 15 hours straight, I did get a pour of it. I'm pretty sure if you were to take a blood sample right now, I'd probably be right around about 108 proof. Is probably. I will tell you this: when you hire help and you feed them whiskey and barbecue, sometimes some shipments get messed up. It was all just because we were nice to the bartenders, and they were like, "Y'all have been so nice. Not everybody's nice. We want to do something nice for y'all. So be kind to people. Because you never what'll happen. You never know." So, Kyle, I famously or infamously in a blind where Evan Williams 23 and a bunch of other bangers, I picked this in a blind as my favorite. Evan Williams 23 might be my favorite whiskey of all time.
Oh,
wow. Okay, my last one is the best one on the nose. It is so sweet on the nose. Fat kid whiskey on the nose. It's like cake. It's like caramel leche cake. I call it my pickle juice whiskey.
All right, Hack. My number one is the OG, one of my favorite single barrels in my collection, and that is Muse. Y'all. Muse won. Muse beat Heaven Hill, and so did Better Now.
God, I can't even speak.
Hack, I'm with you. I just tried this again. The more this thing opens up, which maybe it needed to a bit more, but oh my God, this bottle. Dude. And I just had some bangers.
Dude, I just love it. I am so grateful when we went. They released the limits for us, and I bought 3. I got one for my friend Wes. Mama Hack got one, and I got one. And so I have a backup of this, and I will tell you, I'm so grateful.
Oh my God. I don't know if it's because I've had a lot of pours tonight, but wow. I'm really proud of my pick. See, I told you.
What's up, man? What's up, buddy? You got the laptop up there? Are you doing some work?
I don't even know. I don't know what's happening.
A presentation for work? Like,
I don't know what's happening. I just got back from Fountain Inn National Bourbon Day, and we're here.
Hell yeah. I am literally rolled in 30 minutes ago, threw all our shit down, and grabbed a whiskey. Got everything ready to roll though. We should be up and running. I know that and thank you for the help tonight. Mac is running the wheel tonight, everybody. So hang on.
It's working. Thank you, Bradley. Cheers.
So tonight's gonna be fun, man. Happy National Bourbon Day, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we're here. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna check in with the chat. We're gonna have some fun. We've got Whit Hagemann with ASW coming on with us, so it's gonna be a fun one. Been looking forward to hanging out with him. I've seen him do a bunch of interviews, and dude is entertaining. And he's into some different stuff too. I want to ask some non-whiskey questions. It's gonna be kind of fun.
Oh, cool. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I've seen him on a couple streams, and it's just like seems like an awesome guy, super knowledgeable. And
yeah,
I mean, sure. I've got some of these ASW single barrels. Oh man, they've done some work in some blinds, which we can get into.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the first times we ever met, a Georgia Heartwood was deemed the Russell 15 killer. Remember that?
I know, right? Yeah, that was a little crazy, but you know what? Stuff happens in blinds, right?
It does. And we've both been going crazy, man. You've been working so much. I have been out in LA, y'all, since Tuesday. Got home 30 minutes ago, and I'm here with y'all. So awesome. We're gonna get down into it tonight. It's gonna be fun, man. What do you have over there? What are you sipping on?
This is the Provenance Fountain Inn single barrel. This is the 107 proof, so it's the Provenance 7-year. You know how much we love those 107 proof Prov.
They're so crushable. They're so crushable, man.
And they had an awesome event today for National Bourbon Day. Had a bunch of just reveries for pours. You could also buy bottles there. I got to try Jay's rye coming out, man. I know you saw some of that in the chat, so it's gonna be. It was awesome. But anyway, it was great to see a bunch of folks out there, and Fountain Inn's the best. So
Jay was not there though today.
Jay was not. I think Jay is on vacation, so much needed vacation. I'm sure the guys cranking
that
up.
makes me feel even better that he's commenting on my dumbass reel about the Bruce Wayne whiskey.
I know, right? I know, man. So
if you want to see some really dumb stuff, y'all check out my Instagram, bourbon_hack, and me and Mac, we tag each other a lot, share each other a lot. Nashville Mac on Instagram. If y'all want to check us out, we like to do fun stuff over there from time to time. So
stuff that we think's fun. Hopefully, other people think it's fun.
Oh, I really don't care.
Exactly. Who cares?
So I'm posting that in the airport, and Mama Hack is like, you're so mean to Mac. I said, why? I said, well, you're building him up like as the Bruce Wayne of whiskey, and then you're pointing at Batman's junk. I said, well, I think these are the things that you come to expect from me, right? Like
all those things I took as just compliments, man. I was flattered.
So. Okay, good. But literally, you and I haven't even talked. Like us hanging out live, like like we can't tell the chat to hold on just so you and I can catch up, because like we've been going both crazy different directions. So
yeah, it seems like you hit some awesome spots in LA for some pours too. We could talk about that later today.
We'll talk about that later for sure. But
we
should check in with the chat though, because we're gonna get so far behind.
Yeah, we are.
You want to start doing that, and then I'll do the announcements as we do that.
Let's do it. What's up, Dennis? Happy National Bourbon Day to you.
Cheers, Dennis.
Welcome back to Texas.
Oh man, it's good to be back. And you know what? Coming back to Texas, I was like, the one when you've been away from your whiskey collection for like a week, and you're like, oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
This one, y'all, the new 7-year red corn. You know what I'm hearing right now? This bottle, sir, is trading for JD 14 batch 2s on the open market.
What?
And I had you one, but I lost it.
There
were a lot of bottles around here.
Got misplaced.
I don't know. It's somewhere. I don't know. I got home. It's missing.
Let me see how many JD 14s you have back there, buddy. What's up, Dave? Davey. Cheers, Tater Dave. Rules. We don't need no stinking rules. Cheers. I don't know what that is, Randall. Did I miss something there? But
yeah, we probably missed something.
So, Brad Booper. Cheers. Yeah. ASW. It's gonna be great. Let's see. What's up, Foot Doc? How's it going? Cheers. Jim Turner.
What's up, Jim T?
Let's see here. Welcome in, everyone. Let's see. Yeah, I wish I could have a bourbon but sit inside a hotel room in Vegas. Just have to enjoy the stream without it. Okay.
Andrew, mini bar.
I know.
Uber whiskey. Like, there's a lot of ways to get a bourbon inside that room, sir.
There's some alcohol in Vegas. I think
there's more. Like, I'm thinking of all these solutions.
Do you think he's
being is he being held like hostage?
I know.
In a hotel?
I know that seemed a little. Yeah. I don't know. Let us know.
Andrew, are you okay? Are you okay? Do we need to send someone? Yeah.
What's up, Candace? Cheers.
What's up?
Candace and Jake. What's up, guys? Good to see y'all. Whiskey kids themselves here. What's up, John? Cheers. Cheers, Sunday gang. That's right. We're the Sunday gang. Terry Powers, what's going on? Harold, there he is. The man, the myth, Harold, the legend that knows how to travel with some whiskey for sure. Have you seen his spreads?
I have a story that he needs to tell. I can't tell his story, but Harold has an airplane whiskey story. It's worth hearing if you want to hang out in the Discord with us.
I want to hear this. I don't think
I can't share it unless he gives me permission. But
what's up, Jay?
There's my second favorite, Jay. What up, Jay?
We man, wish you could have been there at Fountain Inn today. Sometime you got to come up, buddy.
Yeah, for sure.
Then it's Jay Will. What's going on? There's Grave Shot, the man himself, Anthony. Pallet himself. Randall Erickson, cheers. see here. Keep rolling. Joe Brony.
Joe Brony. What's up, buddy? West Virginia bourbon guy. Hey, y'all, he's got a channel and he is starting to grow. They're doing a lot of cool stuff. I think they did a pick recently and did a stream after the pick. I was traveling around, so I haven't got to see it yet, but I try to check into his channel every once in a while. He does really cool stuff and they get into the whiskey too. So still driving home from Kentucky. Be safe out driving home, buddy.
Yeah, I'm safe, man. I'm safe. Let's see here. See, Terry, I think we've hit people here. James Morgan, cheers.
Jump over to the super chat now.
Super chat.
So Bradley Booper coming in with $20. And so what are we doing tonight, y'all? What are the super chats doing tonight? Well, you guys may remember we had our guy Ed, who we nicknamed the Fiddler, who is he's definitely a super fan of ASW, but I think he's probably the most knowledgeable man besides the man we've got coming on tonight about ASW. Ed might have a cot in the back of ASW or something. I don't know. He knows what's going on over there. He's in the know. And so he piqued our interest on ASW. And I've heard Whit on several different interviews and I always thought this dude is really cool to talk to. So I'm so excited to have him on tonight. But so there's 3 different bottles tonight, guys, for the super chats, all fiddlers. This is the Georgia Heartwood pick from Lucky Trout. This one comes in at 116.6 proof. We've got a second hardwood single barrel pick. This one's coming from Powder Springs. It looks like it's 120 proof. Look at the color on these.
They're beautiful.
And so we're going to get into what is the Georgia Heartwood tonight with Whit. He's going to tell us all about it. And then the third bottle that is part of our stream prize tonight is the Fiddler Toasted Wheated Bourbon. This one is, I think it's batch number 24-4. But this is a toasted wheated cast strength. This one's coming in around, let me see if I got the proof here somewhere, Mac. My eyes, it looks like it's coming around 120 proof. So 3 different bottles. Thank you, Ed, for these generous donations. And then we started a new thing and we're doing the Whiskey Wheel of Fate. I posted what some of the whiskeys on the Whiskey Wheel of Fate are. But the Whiskey Wheel of Fate, there'll be 2 winners tonight. Big Dog 250 milliliter samples we'll send out. I added a bunch of Fiddler to it that I have, but I also added Raven Batch 2. And I've also added Peerless Double Oak Charcuterie, which is one of the distillery only selects. So we got some fun stuff if you're in the super chat. So you'll want to get in tonight, play Whiskey Wheel of Fate, or win one of those 3 bottles. So those are pretty cool prizes.
Those are great prizes, man.
Jake is in for 50. Jake, that's too generous, dude. Too generous. Hey, Jake, I was flying today and we're flying out of Burbank and there was a sign that said fly quiet. And I didn't know, like, is there something that it was a huge sign for like where the pilots take off, like at the end of the runway? I've never seen that before. I'm wondering, like, is there a way to take off quietly, Jake? I'm just curious. Jake's a pilot, so I'm curious. Bama coming in with $10. Good luck tonight. Dennis coming in with $10, sipping on some Detling cast strength that Hack brought back from Gauchos. Oh, nice. Yeah, those Gauchos dudes. Randy's coming down tomorrow and muling some more bottles from Gauchos for guys. Like we didn't have enough in the first place. Tracy in for $10. So that's our super chats. Good luck, everybody. But yeah, so a lot of Fiddler tonight. If we missed you in the chat, we're sorry. But like I said, it was one of those nights where we're just coming in a little hot. Jay Will came in for $10. I need to add an ASW to my collection. All right. Well, hopefully tonight's the night, buddy.
Yes, you do.
Jim Turner coming in with $10 as well. Good luck to you, sir. So yeah, super chats, every $5 super chat gets you entered to win. And then Mac is running the wheel. So this will be highly entertaining. Stick around. All right. Before we bring Whit up, I just want to mention real quick. So Nancy was on Instagram today posting, she just got her 2 bottles of red corn from Still Austin, which they made it in the mail. So those of us that were at the distillery and were a part of that. So yeah, they made them to her, which is awesome. And I told her, and this is no BS, Mac, and I can't wait to get your bottle to you if I can find it, is this of the red corn and blue corn versions of the last 4 years now, this is the best one they've done by far. Like it's,
oh, wow.
It's that good. Like it's really good. It's like creamy on the nose. And then it's got like a raspberry creme brulee thing. And then it goes right into that sweet oak stuff on the, and then it's just very, very, for a 7-year Texas whiskey, it's just connected really well. Like it's fantastic.
That's awesome, man. I didn't even say anything about this. I might say this really quick because I know we gotta
talk about it and then we'll get to it. For
here. Sure. The thing about these picks and the 7-year provenance, 107 proved picks, Jay does such a great job with them, but this one has that cola sort of like, and also a little bit of that like cinnamon bun icing thing happening, which is, just like the best parts of like the 7-year Kentucky distillate here. So anyway, man, this is great. And 70, I think they're like $70. So hard to beat that. So
I can't wait to get back to Fountain Inn. They do such amazing. Those 7-year Provenance bottles are just crushable. But Harold came in with a 50. Good luck to you, sir, tonight. I want all the whiskey. So we have a hard time finding ASW around Texas, Louisiana area. So I know that these bottles that you guys have a chance for tonight, I don't see them around like that much. And these are from the whiskey lair of our very own Ed the Fiddler. So excited. Hey, without further ado, let's not keep our dude waiting. What do you think? You want to get him up here?
Let's bring Whit up.
All right. Whit.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How are you, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
Dude, we're so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us, man. And on a Sunday night, like a lot of people, Whit, they think the end of the weekend is Sunday night. We think it is like just where we just get rolling. Okay. So we appreciate you being here, Whit. Whit, I want you to introduce yourself, but before we get into the whiskey stuff, there's something I got to ask you about because I started stalking you. I'm known to be a stalker, Whit. That's how we get all of our guests on.
This is a great intro here.
Great intro. So I was stalking you on Instagram, and you do some really cool, different, interesting stuff. And kind of like ASW has its own unique way of doing things. I think you're a very unique dude, and you're a really good skateboarder.
Thank you, man.
So where does this passion for skateboarding, like, tell us about like how long you've been doing that? Like, what are you still trying to compete? Like what's the skateboarding world like for you?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, if it's not obvious, I'm still fairly young, but I started skateboarding about 25 years ago. So maybe it's 27 years ago now that I'm thinking about it. I was 7 years old, 34 now. So y'all do the math. It's a little late in the evening to do math. But yeah, so I've been skateboarding for a very long time. It's been my passion pretty much just ever since I was a kid. I do compete. I actually competed in a competition 2 weeks ago, got second place.
Saw that. So that's awesome.
I'm skating pretty regularly. I try to do it to keep a little bit of the weight off and stay out there. So I've been fighting it years, just like I keep getting closer and closer to 200 pounds, and I'm like, I got to skate more and keep the weight down. So we're doing it, man.
Do you ever take the skateboard to ASW?
I have a few times. We've done a few like content things around it where I've like done tricks over bottles and stuff like that. But skateboarding's really like one of those things that, I mean, I've been doing it so long that, it's fun when I get to include it in my work, and I love when people ask me about it. So I appreciate you guys asking me about it.
No, absolutely, dude. Like you're a really good skateboarder. And I was like, man, this dude is, I'm the person that sees people do it and appreciate it. But if I ever got on one, I would break my freaking neck. So, but I have a strong appreciation for the talent that it takes to do that. So
I appreciate that, man. Well, I mean, a lot of people say that, but if you can just like find that little bit of rhythm early on, you usually get going. So I bet you could do it.
I could if I laid down on it and Mac pushed me.
I think you could do that. I mean, I'm a pretty damn good Tony Hawk's Pro Skater video game.
There you go. That's what got me into it. That's what got me into it. Oh yeah.
Really?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. That did it for me. That was why I started skateboarding.
That's awesome. That is awesome, man. Well,
so I think one thing too, with like, I want you to talk about what you do with ASW and that, but also just one thing cool thing about you, I think it's really cool about you, is you are also, I understand, like a professional coffee taster. Like there's competitions for this, right? And like, or maybe I've got it wrong. Like I know you were in the coffee world and you did competitions as well in that world. So tell me about that, Whit.
Yeah. So I competed in the United States Barista Championships about a decade ago. I was I actually had a pretty good ranking in the Southeast. I was ranked third for the Barista Champion Cup in the Southeast. When I went to the Nationals, I totally just messed up my routine and was out of my flow. But I've been doing coffee longer than I've been doing whiskey. So coffee is still one of those things. I get really nerdy about it. I wake up every morning. I have to make the coffee in the house. I make it for my fiance and make sure that, you know, she has good cups of coffee, although she likes and prefers coffee that's a little roastier than what I normally drink, but we still make it work. You know, we go back and forth on the different profiles.
I mean, that's so freaking cool. I'm a coffee dude too, but I'm not. So different time. We're gonna Mac has gotten into teas. Like he's learned, and nosing those teas really is supposed to help you with your whiskey nosing as well. Is there a crossover with coffee too, or like you can pick up different notes on coffee and then it kind of helps train you a little bit for whiskey?
So that's kind of how I actually got into the whiskey industry. I was managing a coffee shop that was right down the street from ASW, and ASW had only had their doors open for 2 years at the time. So they were just doing a couple of their own distillates, and they were like 1 year old. So they were just getting rolling, coming out with some stuff. They were sourcing some bourbon and making some single malts and just doing kind of unique things. It was back in 2018. And I was managing this coffee shop, doing a bunch of things over there. And then I was really curious about this distillery that, you know, just kind of opened up like a few doors down. I'm like, what is this place about? Started like hanging out with the owner, and he was like, hey, you want to come to a bottling party? I'm like, what's that? He's like, you come help us bottle whiskey for like an hour, and then you get a bottle to take home with you. I was like, that sounds like a great deal. I will absolutely work for an hour for a bottle of whiskey. Sold. So I did, and I started tasting whiskey, and then I met Justin, the master distiller there, because I ended up volunteering so often. I was there pretty much every week. I was like, Wednesdays on my lunch break, I would just go over there and bottle whiskey for an hour, take home a bottle every week, and it was something new. I got to learn to taste it. But like in the coffee world, there's so much nuance and so many different things, because it's not even just the stuff that people put in a bag. It doesn't stop in the bag. Like you still have to brew it and prepare it properly. With whiskey, when it's in a bottle, you're pouring what they have designed to be drank. So a lot of my job is actually doing education and teaching people how to brew coffee properly for all of our wholesale accounts and for restaurants that were serving the coffee that we roasted. So I was like really into the brewing side of things, the preparation side of things, but I got really nerdy about sourcing, processing, varietals. Like there's so many different things that go into it. I think even honestly more than whiskey. The thing about whiskey though is that the flavor differences range so much broader than coffee. Coffee, like you can have like a Ethiopian natural process light roast, and you can have like a Sumatran like wet hold process that's like a little bit funky, but then at the end of the day, when you taste them side by side versus tasting like a Scotch from Isla and a bourbon from Kentucky, it's like the flavor differences there are so drastic. So whiskey was one of those things that instantly I was like, oh man, there's a big difference between bourbon and Scotch, and I recognized that from the beginning. Tasting things with Justin, he would let me taste a bourbon. He'd be like, hey, taste this. What do you think about it? I'd be like, kind of has a little bit of vanilla, has a little bit of oak. He's like, all right, smell and taste this. I'm like, oh, this one's like a little bit spicier. He's like, oh, that's a rye. That's a good, description. So from there, he was like, you want to come work with me? I enjoy hanging out with you, talking about things, nerding things. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So
wow.
Long story short there.
That's a hell of a way to get to. Oh, our friend is here.
Yeah.
In case we just
I can kind of see these super chats coming in, or whatever the chats are. I'm trying to answer questions, but I'm also on my phone, so it's really tiny down there.
No, we'll read them to you.
We can read them, but Hack, you might need to answer this one here first.
Yeah. So you may know a lady by the name of Nancy Fraley. And when I say I stalk people, that I was accused of stalking her, but we've actually become really good friends. And was texting with her tonight, and I said, hey, we got this guy coming on, Whit Hagemann, that you would love to listen to because he loves to nerd out and get into this stuff. And so she says, Whit, I've had a restraining order, aka a TRO against Hack for quite a while now, but to no avail.
That's awesome.
Seriously, it's great to spend a few minutes on here tonight and cool to meet you. So Nancy's a good friend of ours. She's been on the show. We spent 3 hours with her going through her whiskey journey, and I'm sure you know who that is. So she's here tonight with no pressure.
So cool. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I mean, you came in, you knew a lot about me. Like a lot of people won't even know that I skateboard. You know, there's a little bit of crossover, but I kind of keep them a little bit separate. I think you probably noticed I have two different Instagram accounts because a lot of the people that
Right.
if I go to a skate competition, there's a lot of teenagers out there, and I try to not, influence them by anything. So I try to keep those worlds a little bit separate.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, there is some crossover. But yeah,
No,
it's
no,
cool.
I would tell you. So we on our interviews with like I'm going to tell you like there's a lot that we don't know, but also I want you to have the opportunity for people to get to know you because like I said I've just seen you do these interviews. We obviously I met you. I don't know if you remember or not. I met you at Bruisel Fest for just a little
Okay.
bit,
Yeah.
and I'm the guy that brought a Good Times bottle down. We did a little swapperoo.
Yeah. Got
So
on the shelf behind me somewhere.
hell yeah. And so I just thought you're a really interesting guy and love highlighting people that like to nerd out and get into it. So we want to do that tonight with you and hopefully that's okay. But I
Yeah.
cannot tell you how much we appreciate you coming on with this. But so yeah, let's talk some ASW if that's all
Let's
right.
do it. Let's do
Let's
it.
get into it. So what you got there, Whit?
This is what I'm sipping on is Fiddler Weeded. I almost start all the interviews. So I usually start with one of these two products, either Fiddler Weeded or Fiddler Soloist, because these are the two like baseline products that really showcase what ASW is all about. Because a lot of people will ask like, oh, do you guys distill this one? I'm like, well, no, this one, Fiddler Weeded, is a sourced one. However, Fiddler Soloist is distilled in house. And what people sometimes don't understand is that, oh, so you're doing weeded for now, but it will all be soloist one day. I'm like, no, we actually do both. And we try to focus on both. Like we don't want to just focus all of our time, energy, and attention into our own distillate that we make in house. Also, we don't try to, just because it's so easy for us to get some source distillate, just like throw it and put it in a bottle and call it good, like that doesn't make us proud either. Like what makes us proud is taking a source distillate and turning it into something, fiddling with it, crafting it into something beautiful. The same way distilling our own stuff, like we put a lot of time, attention, and detail because that's straight from grain to glass. That's like giving it, it's like we made it. Like I distilled it, Justin distilled it, which I have to shout out Justin Manglitz because Justin Manglitz is the man that taught me how to make whiskey. So there's two of us that distill whiskey. Justin Manglitz, he's been making whiskey for 25 years, which is as long as I've been skateboarding. And he taught me how to make whiskey. So I've been there at ASW now for 8 years making whiskey with him. But in that process, I've learned so much. So I've made my fair share of soloist. You're probably, if you've had soloist, you may have tasted some of the stuff I've either mashed or distilled. But Fiddler Weeded, I also make, but it's more of a blending process, right? Like it's not just taking something and putting it in a bottle. The same way that you guys were talking about Georgia Heartwood earlier, which I will go ahead and jump on and say something about Georgia Heartwood real quick because it's a good intro and you guys are giving away 2 bottles of it.
Yeah.
Georgia Heartwood, the way that we fiddle with this one is a source distillate, but is aged on Georgia oak staves. So we add Georgia oak staves to the barrels. Georgia Heartwood used to actually only be a double oak product, and now it is a triple oaked product. So we
Oh,
kind
wow.
of just got some reviews from people. I think it's actually been triple oaked for like 3 or 4 years now. So I'm
Okay.
pretty sure the Powder Springs beverage one, that one's definitely a
Okay.
triple oak. The other one you mentioned, it sounds like a triple oak to me as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, the double oaks are kind of rare. Those are more like dusty, hard to find. If you have an older Georgia Heartwood from like 2020 or 2021, that may have been a
Those
double
are
oak. But
okay.
everything more recently is triple oaked, and
So
the
can
flavor
we
profile is
can we
good.
land on the Georgia oak part of it for a second?
Yeah.
Like I want to understand, like I know not everybody here may know this. So you guys are based in Georgia, not too
Yep.
far from Atlanta. Is that right?
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Okay. So
Yep.
you're in Atlanta. And so is there a thoughtful process to what Georgia oak? Like, do you have a specific, arbor, like who are you working with
Yeah.
to curate that specific oak? I really want to know.
So the story of this, it really is so simple. So the master distiller, Justin Manglitz, he lives about 2 hours north in the North Georgia mountains. The original Georgia Heartwoods were trees that he felled on his property. So they were trees that he harvested. And to get a Georgia oak tree to be the proper amount of, like, you don't want sap in your wood. You don't want sapwood. To get the heartwood, it has to be fully free of sap. And there's a 2 week window in Georgia
Is
where
that, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
go
The
ahead.
reason you don't want sap is because it adds a resin, or does it add like an acidity, or is it doing
Yes.
something that you don't
It
want it to
adds
do?
a flavor that some people will attribute to like a piney note, or some people will attribute to like
Okay.
an off
Gotcha.
note in bourbon. So a lot of and that's why there's like a big thing about cooperages. If you have a cooperage, you talk to them about where did you guys harvest your oak trees? What season did you harvest them in? How long have they been seasoned? So how long have they been drying? And all these play a part into the flavor that you're going to get from the wood. So with the Georgia oak, like it has to be harvested in a 2 week window. So up north, you have like a 4 to a 6 week window. So it's a little broader, but in Georgia oak, it's actually really hard to get in that perfect time. But the cool thing about Georgia oak trees is they grow so much like more fast and wavy and wild that it's really difficult to build a barrel out of. But the cellular structure allows for the whiskey to like soak in and out of the wood just a little bit more than some of the northern oaks. At least that's what we're led to believe, just by looking at some of the data from it, and then also some of the tasting notes that we get from it. Like you really get a more rich oak from the Georgia oak staves. So it's been a really cool process, just learning more and discovering it, because I mean, us being a 10-year-old distillery, we're literally celebrating our 10-year anniversary in a few months.
Awesome.
Like we're still learning all these things, man, because like Georgia Hardwood right now is a 7-year-old bourbon, but we're seeing it and discovering what these flavors look like, and like how we can change with them and how we can play with them, and we're always making adjustments on that as well. But Justin harvests the original Georgia oak staves, and then we actually had a cooperage called Gainesville Cooperage make some barrels out of some Georgia oak for us specifically. We got 16 barrels. That's all they could get with the trees that were available at the time, that met our standards.
That's awesome.
And then we made a whiskey called Fiddler Encore, which I don't know if you've heard of this one. Have you heard of Fiddler
Oh
Encore?
yeah, I've got two of them.
Do you have the Georgia oak one?
I do. I have the Bruzel one, the Bruzel
Yeah,
pick one.
dude, the Ruzel Georgia oak. That's awesome, dude. So yeah, I think this one. I have the
So
Ruzel
hey,
Georgia oak
I
somewhere.
don't want to throw you off, but when
Yeah,
Nancy asks a question, we try to get it answered.
let's get it. Let's get it.
She wants to know your production processes. If you're doing are you doing a version of a cigar blend bourbon? Are you doing anything right now? And
Yeah.
since she is the queen of all things cigar blend, I mean, let's hear it.
Yeah, so we actually so Encore is our finishing series. So we've actually done various finishes with the Encore series. We've done Madeira, we've done Tawny Port, and we've done a cigar blend. So we've done a cigar blend twice. We did one I think 2024, 2025. We are going to do another one 2026. So pretty much we're just releasing one every year. This cigar blend was finished in rum, maple syrup, and Amburana casks. That was our first cigar blend. Our second one, we had some different types of port in there, and it had just like a really intense, flavorful finish. But our desire for a cigar blend is to make something that pairs well with a cigar. I know that there's necessarily not a standard of definition for a cigar blend. Some people say like really flavorful so it can hold up to tobacco. Some people say it has notes that taste like tobacco. For us, we're trying to design something that pairs well with the cigar. So bunches of flavor can really hold up, because a lot of times when you're smoking and sipping on something, if you're just drinking on a wheated bourbon or something like that, it's really going to fizzle out. But if you have something that's finished in all these like exotic casks, you're going to get a lot of flavor from that. It usually pairs well with certain cigars, not all cigars, but that was kind of our design behind that.
That's awesome.
But we have allowed people to come in and blend their own with our finishing cask. We just had my buddy Matt Barfield, the Whiskey Fly. He came in, he blended a PX sherry cask with a cognac cask, and that one's awesome. So that one's gonna be available.
Those are
in
two of my
Georgia
favorite
through a few
finishes.
stores.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that is an awesome blend. Shout out to Matt.
Mac, you had a question, I know.
Yeah. So the Georgia Heartwood series, the single barrels. I've got a few of these. One of them, I just cracked this one because I killed one. So this is my fresh crack of another one. And it in our group, I think maybe almost 2 years ago, in a blind, this thing, one of your single barrels of Georgia Heartwood beat Russell's 15 in a blind. So it sort of became this
thing of legend, right?
Like legendary thing. And as I go into this, I do want to ask about the Georgia wood versus some different type of wood finishes. And I've been really getting into, you heard us talk earlier a little bit about the provenance or Reverie's stuff. He just released the Deep, which is a French oak finish, and I've been really liking that. I'm sensing some like, are there similarities to French oak in Georgia, the Georgia wood? And if not, you can just tell me that, and and that could be a dumb question. But I'm sensing some
Not a
deep
dumb question.
chocolate. Okay, sensing
Yeah.
some like deep chocolatey things that I love
Yeah.
here. So I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Not a dumb question. Also, shout out, thanks for the facts about the cigar blend for us. Our design was just trying to make something that paired well with a cigar, and I think it kind of caught on as something like that, and we've been pretty transparent about that, but I love the history on that. So shout out, thanks for that. The Georgia oak, what it really is that makes it so chocolatey, I believe, has to do with that cellular structure. I don't know if I would put it 1-1 with French oak, but I can see where you're coming from because there are some darker notes there, which I find
Yeah.
really special. Because I'll have people drink it and I'll be like, "What do you think? How old do you think this is?" And they're like, "I don't know, 12, 13." I'm like, "Nope, this is a 6-year-old bourbon." They're like, "No way!" Or a lot of them now are 7 years old, so it's like it blows people's mind, and I say it is a triple oak, and you can actually taste a little bit of that young spirit with the rich oak, but the oak notes remind me of such like a nice dusty old like funky flavor that you would get
Yeah.
from some of those bourbons that are like 12, 13 years old. Like I was actually surprised. My buddy Greg, he has an account called Bourbon Finds. Last year he picked a Georgia Heartwood and he did a blind tasting with all his favorite bottles from the year, which were like, it's BTAC. It's
Yeah.
like Master's Keep Beacon, which I thought was
Yeah.
amazing. Like Redemption 18, like Calumet 18, like all these heavy hitters. And he's like, I'm gonna do my favorite 50 bottles this year and do a blind tasting. And then the Georgia Heartwood he picked came out third. I felt like it was the biggest upset ever because I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, it just beat all
Yeah.
these other ones, and he posted about it. It
It's
was so
it's
cool.
very tricky in a blind because when you nose it right, like you
Mhm.
get age.
Yeah. Man, I want to
And you
this
get
Georgia
like the one
Heartwood.
I have is one I've loved, which is it was a single barrel pick at Tower in the Atlanta area. I travel
Yeah.
a lot for work with, so I was up there in Atlanta and I was
Well, if you
going
ever
through
come by
Tower
Tower
Liquor and I
again, I'm
grabbed this
5
one.
minutes away from there. So
Oh,
that's
you
where our
live 5
distillery
minutes
is.
from?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, no,
nice.
our
Cool.
distillery's 5 minutes away from there.
Oh, distillery's 5 minutes. Well, I've got
Yeah.
to get out to ASW, but this one, it's got something written on there that says 15 staves. Are all
Yeah.
of them
Different?
is that the standard, or do they range on how many staves, or
They
I've got
range.
20. I got
they
20 right
range?
here.
They range from 1 to 40.
40.
Yeah.
So
They
you range
range.
from 1 to 40 staves, and so you're basically why? Are you trying to get to like a
We have a standard. Our standard is 10 to 25. That's our standard.
okay.
Occasionally, me and Justin will taste a bourbon that we're about to stave, and we'll be like, this one tastes like it could use a few more, right? And sometimes we just like let's see what 35 does, And I think one time we did like a quad oak that was like we put 20 in it, we moved it out of that barrel into a third oak barrel, and then put 20 staves in that one. So that was like our example of a 40, right? But for the most part, like we just experiment and try different things. The couple that we had that were one stays, which we did one years ago, where the person was like, I want to help design the Georgia Heartwood. I'm like, well, here's our barrels that are double oak now. These are going to be triple oak when we add the stave to it. And they're like, oh, this barrel's so perfect. Can I just put one stave in it for like one day? And we're like, well, our standard's like 30 days for it, but we can do that, So we threw a stave in there, and another store is doing the same thing. Now they're like, oh, this barrel tastes perfect as a double oak, and we don't really have an answer to a double oak product. I think the Fiddler Toasted is actually our closest one, even though it's a toasted barrel. That one was like one of my designs that I'm actually pretty proud of, is I designed the Fiddler Toast and the Fiddler Toasted Rye. Both of those, like, they drink like double oak bourbons. They drink super rich. They don't have an overly toasty flavor profile because the secondary aging on that, I usually do for like 1 to 2 to even 3 year finish on the toasted. So
Well, I
Nice.
you got
I
a
got
toasted there,
it,
right,
too.
Mac?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. That's so. I think too. I really wanted to go back to one more thing before we keep rolling through these, because I think one of the things that a lot of people, when you start getting into whiskey, sourcing, and you start, where is it from, all that stuff, or there is this thought that we're going to source until we have our stuff, our own distillate, and then see you later source stuff. And Whit, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I've heard you say in other interviews that that's not how you approach it. Like you value the source stuff and you value your own distillate. Can you talk a little about that?
Yeah, exactly. So the Fiddler Wheated, I will say this one is our entry level product. It's $35 MSRP. Comes with a 6-year-old age statement. 50% of it is double oaked. And our goal was to literally make the best bourbon we could for under $40. And we've sent this to people. We've had people taste it. There's this one dude that does this online series where he does blind tastings with a random bottle that his wife picks, and he puts it up against Blanton's. And then the Blantons kept losing. So then he was like, all right, I'm going to do blind tastings against Blanton's Gold. So it was like one of the first times Blanton's Gold was in the mix. And then his wife picked out Fiddler Wheated. I'm like, oh no, this is a $200 bottle. We're going to get crushed. You know? And the dude was like, he was honestly tasting it blind. And he was like, whatever this one is, like in this glass, like this is the winner, is Fiddler Wheated. And then after that, people were like, I got to get that. I got to get that. So this is one of those products that we're never going to stop making this. We are proud of it. It is sourced, but we do not do it like anyone else does sourced stuff. Like these are micro batches. They're all 4 barrels. So they're not going to get like all washed out, you know, they're fairly consistent, but they also have unique nuance. Like I did a wheated, like a month ago that had a 9-year-old bourbon in it. So it's 6-year minimum, but I was like, this one needs a 9-year-old. So the wheated is one of those I'm really proud of. But yeah, we're going to keep doing, I think right now we have like over 20 products that are sourced, but we have over 35 products that are distilled in house. So it's like we really do so many different experimental things. Like Resurgence Rye, it's our in-house.
We've got that one. We're going to do the Ryes after that. We've got that one loaded up.
Yeah.
And I should have, I got home like right before the stream, so I didn't have a chance to send you as much info, but
all good.
We've got a syncopation loaded up that's 149 proof.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I've got a Widdershins loaded up that is with the Georgia smoked with. So we've got some fun, unique stuff we want to get to. But like Max said, I wanted people to understand, because I think in this world, right, with NDPs, I think it's misunderstood sometimes what people are doing with sourced whiskey, right? And there are some that are just turning and burning it, but that's not you guys. And we wanted, so I'm glad Mac asked that question, because that highlights you guys are probably doing some of the most crazy, unique stuff in the game. And one of the things we had a question here from the chat is, how the collaboration with the Atlanta Braves come about? What was that experience of creating Fiddler Chin Music? Were you involved in that one, Whit?
Yeah, so Chin Music was one of those things that the partners at ASW, the dudes that own it, they like really love just getting involved in the community and like doing really cool things locally. And one of the big things is like everyone there loves the Braves. Like Atlanta is very proud of the Braves. Like it's a really big, like just home team for us. So they were like, let's get involved with the Braves. I actually, before we even started the Chin Music, one of my buddies, his name is Luke, he was a pitcher for the Braves, and we just kind of met over bourbon and gave him a tour at the distillery. So when we were actually doing starting the Chin Music idea, I was letting Luke Jackson, the pitcher for the Braves, taste some of the things, and we were going back and forth on a few things. Me and Justin like really decided for the early Chin Music. I think the Jim and Charlie, who founded ASW, they really wanted to put bats in the barrel, and we're like, well, bats are like they're finished and they're not harvested right, and like this and that, and they're like, no, we got to put a bat in the barrel. And we're like, all right. So we found like a place, Marucci, that like had maple baseball bats that were like unfinished, and they were like properly harvested. They met our specs enough for the gimmick, you know, like, because like to me personally, I'm a flavor guy, not a gimmick guy. Like this has got to be good. I don't care about the bats in the barrel. I care about how it tastes for me. You know, other people may care about that, but I don't care if there's a bat in the barrel. Like I want it to taste good. So you know, they came to us like, we got to put bats in the barrels. I'm like, all right, me and Justin are gonna figure it out. Justin got these bats and he toasted them. So maple toasted baseball bats, and we put them inside the barrels. It was like an 8-year-old bourbon finished in maple toasted baseball bats, and it had a beautiful flavor, like very similar to like the Tennessee whiskey, like Jack Daniel's barrel proof, maybe. Like,
you're speaking like Max love language right there.
Yeah, it's a really good, like it's it's slept on because it's a gimmick, and I understand because I sleep on gimmicks. But the people that taste it are like, "Whoa, you guys put like your best bourbon in this product," and we're like, "Yeah, because this is an important partnership for us. We didn't want to just, put our worst stuff in there and just try to sell it with the Braves name. Like we're really small. Like the Braves are way bigger than us. Let's put our best stuff in there so that when people taste it, then they can, experience some beautiful stuff that we have to offer." So that was kind of the Chin Music story.
So no pine tar on those bats.
No, no.
And we're talking about bats. We're not talking about the bats from the Bat Cave either.
We're talking about baseball bats. Sorry if that wasn't clear.
All good, Whit. All good. I love your passion for this stuff. And like I said, man, it is so cool to see you. Like, and I just think, hopefully, you see this whiskey career, something you want to do a long time, because I think the longer you do this and the more experience you get, and not the thing that you guys is so cool. You're not afraid to just try shit. Like you guys are just gonna, hey, you know what? Let's try it and see how it works. And I love that. I love the creativity. And that's why I wanted to start with that skateboard thing, because I think it's very creative what skateboarders do, very creative, like all the stuff with the coffee, and now moving over into ASW. It's so cool to see people that are doing creative stuff and not afraid to take a chance. And that's, like, I think you get really cool stuff when you do that, personally.
Thanks, man. That's awesome. Yeah.
All right. So Mac, what do you want to do next? Can we talk Encore a little bit let's talk specifically about the Bruzel bottle. Can we do that? Because
sure.
I know our friend Ed was on this pick, and it's a special one. Like of all the Fiddler that I've tried, I don't know why, but I think this might be my favorite Whit.
Well, I can tell you. I can tell you why.
Tell me, like, why. Go ahead.
I can tell you why.
Okay.
So the Fiddler Encore Georgia Oak was the first time that we were ever able to put whiskey into a barrel that was made from Georgia oak trees. So it's like the Georgia oak staves and the Georgia heartwood did its own thing, which was really unique. But then taking a bourbon, making a true double oak where it was a sourced MGP bourbon, but putting it into a Georgia oak cask for 2 to 3 years, that Georgia oak just did its magic on it. Like when I was saying earlier about how the Georgia heartwood, being a 6-7-year-old bourbon, like had all these rich dark notes in it, the Georgia oak cask does the same thing, but it does it like way more well-rounded. It's like it's not intense oak, but it's balanced oak. And the Encore Georgia Oak actually won, and not a lot of people know this, but at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, it won best in class for the best 6 to 10-year-old bourbon in the world, which is the United States, because we're the only place that makes bourbon. But that was a big deal for us. That was the first time we ever got a best in class for something that we sourced. Not actually the first time we got a best in class, though. We did get a best in class for Maris Otter in 2020.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is a single malt that we did.
Here, hold on. I'm going to put you big screen for a second. I want you to hold that bottle up, because I've not seen that one before.
Maris Otter. So this one, the people that have seen it, it was actually gone for a long time because we came out with it in 2020, but then we ran out. So we had to make it again, and it just came back now about 6 years later. And we have it back now, just in limited amounts, but it won the best craft whiskey in the world in 2020 at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. And now we have the best 6 to 10-year-old bourbon in the world at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition.
Here, I want you to hold that one up too, Whit.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Proud of these.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Those are, Whit, like on this Georgia oak that I've got from the Bruzel pick, it just really, and I guess it's a wheated bourbon, right? So it's got 45% wheat. It does not have any of that wheat grain feel to it. It's got a lot of like creaminess, like a butteriness. And then there's a note in this that I always love, which is butterscotch. And I don't get butterscotch on a lot of stuff y'all do, honestly, but this one I do.
Yeah.
And then with the oak impact on it, it's so great through the mid palate. Like it hits you right in the middle of the palate, but it doesn't get dry or tannic or anything. And I'm gonna just real quick, the legs on this thing, my God, like they are for days. Like it's a fantastic pour.
So I will say this, I am very sad to let everyone know that Gainesville Cooperage that made our Georgia Oak barrels did close. So the
Oh,
16 barrels that we got were all the barrels in existence. We have 4 more left. Have
Are
no
those
idea
4 being curated still for picks, or what's
no
going on?
idea what we're doing with them. We got 4.
Mm.
So
We'll talk later, sir.
yeah. We'll talk.
Hey, we sell out our picks really fast, Whit. Like we sell really fast. Like I'm just saying.
Okay.
Like,
I am not the
some of those
controller
back,
of the
buddy.
Georgia Oak, unfortunately. But if
All right.
I can always I could try to pull some strings. Like there's
All
been
right.
a few
Okay.
things where it's
Okay.
like maybe we could pick like a Georgia Heartwood or something, and then move into something like that. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
No, sorry.
No, it's all good, man. But I will say this. So the only way right now to get that, you got so actually Bruzel did. He picked a second one that he hasn't even released yet. It's still in the barrel aging. He wanted to get a little older, so he did pick another one. So
Okay.
Bruzel there will be another Georgia Oak going through Bruzel.
Beautiful.
I don't know if I leaked that, but I did. So there you go. He's gonna
No.
release
Hey,
that in a month or two. So
I like TJ's group a lot. A lot of us met in that group. Like Mac and I met. Like a lot of us met originally in the Bruzel group and have kind of grown up from that group and like continue and broken out into other whiskey groups and stuff. So yeah, awesome.
But yeah, the Georgia Oak.
Nancy says Maris Otter is an autumn sown varietal of barley that is very desirable for fermentation and distillation.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it is. So it's single malt, single varietal. So Maris Otter, we've done many single malts with just single varietals of grain. So we did Red X, which is a red ale, German red ale.
Okay, you're going big screen again, sir. When you pull out cool bottles, I'm putting you big screen.
I mean, we got it. We got a few. I got a few tucked away over here. But the Red X, which is a, let me shine the light a little better on it. There we go. Maybe I don't know. But Red X,
it looks good.
German. Very like interesting way though that whenever this one was fermenting, like that red ale yeast smell just like filled the whole distillery. But then we didn't think it would translate through the distillate. It surprisingly did. So it really has a little bit of like that red ale, almost like Fruity Pebbles or something. So
nice.
Red X, this one, the first year that American Single Malt was a category at San Francisco World Spirits Competition, this one got 3rd place. So this one got top 3 American Single Malts in the world in 2025, or maybe it's 2024. Can't remember.
I just feel like if you were an ASW fan, it's like kind of like collecting comic books. You could never get them all.
It's just I know, right?
And I try to keep. I honestly that might be a little bit my fault because I'm always trying to come up with new products. They're like, all the distributors say we have too many SKUs. I'm like, yeah, but I got this idea. Like, it's gonna be so good. Just let me do it. You know. And
I love it though, dude.
Like, maybe we can do it through the distillery only. You know. So me and Justin are always fighting for new creative ideas.
Tracy wants to know: is there anywhere people can get a bottle of the Red X?
Red X, we have some bottles at the distillery currently.
Oh, so. Tracy's in Atlanta. There you go, Tracy.
Yeah. So the products that are available through the distillery, we actually have the Georgia Oak available through the distillery in a bottle your own experience, which is actually legit. We made sure that it was still in the barrel. So if you bottled it out of that barrel a month ago, it tastes different than if you bottle it next month, you know? So like it's coming straight from the barrel. It's still maturing in the Georgia Oak cask. So we actually put a spigot on the Georgia Oak cask, like made it to be that. And you can get Georgia Oak, best bourbon in the world, at the distillery, and you can get Red X at the distillery. Unfortunately, unless there's like private groups and stuff like that really want to do a unique thing, which we do have some unique things available, some unique things you have to pick a few barrels before you can get them. It's tough with distributors because a lot of distributors aren't trying to take new SKUs and stuff like that.
So help me with that. I heard
you talking about Texas too. So Texas, we are just now getting into Texas. We did our Texas launch, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, and
that was my next question because me being from Houston, Mac is from DC, right? And so we have kind of a varied base, and we got people all over the country that have tuned in to us for whatever why we don't know, but also here in Texas, a lot of us were talking.
You guys are a good time. That's why.
Oh, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Whit. We I thought I'd seen some recently at Total Wine. Are you guys going the route of having like a Total Wine relationship that's different, or are you guys kind of what's going? Or can you speak about that?
It's a little bit backwards actually. So we more or less we started with a big Total Wine relationship, right? For certain
Okay.
products. So there was like a few of our own distillate products that we did specifically through Total Wine. We didn't want to do a Fiddler one per se. But we did
This is
release a few single barrels of Fiddler products to Total Wines that distributed throughout the nation. So we're actually kind of backtracking from that. I don't know if I should have said that out loud, but it's the truth, you know. So
Nancy
we're,
does
we're
that all the time. When she comes on, she's
yeah.
like, "What are we gonna do?"
Anything down with Total Wine. Anyway, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
We didn't say that
we're kind of
but
backtracking from that a little bit. They helped us a lot. Beautiful store to like really help us get out there and gave us a chance for our unique distillate, which was cool. But you know, like they wanted to be an exclusive Fiddler distributor, and we just like weren't about that. So you know, like Fiddler, we kind of kept that away from it, and now we're trying to get our other products into like other stores too. But Fiddler right now is one of the products that you can get like nationwide through like most stores, but like we're still like every state like has its own like, oh well, we have to work a little bit differently. So it's like we're you know, we're 10 years old, we're still trying to get into every single state in the United States. Like it could take months at a time to get into just one state and like pulling strings to make everything happen and fit their codes and do all the stuff that I don't understand. I'm just gonna stick to making whiskey, you know.
So wait, so they were asking for you to be the exclusive, like that brand to be exclusively available
I
there.
think so.
Okay,
From my
not to get you into
understanding, I'm actually not entirely sure, but
yes.
basically when they were telling me that, I was like, oh, why don't we have Fiddler Weed in Total Wine? They're like, oh, because if it's in Total Wine, it can't be in other stores, and they just wanted like that product. So I think a few of the
Hmm,
products we did sign something, but
hmm.
yeah, I don't
Interesting.
know.
Okay.
I
All right,
honestly, that's as much as I know.
no, it's okay. I'm gonna keep my
Okay.
mouth shut here about Total Wine,
Yeah,
but
we
anyway,
cracked some pretty good Total Wine jokes, but we won't do it with you on. Okay.
yeah, because
I'm not. I'm
we
not
understand.
offended.
Okay. Um, when I see your drink, it looks like you've got antique.
Fiddler Antique. This one's
I've got
actually a
that.
Bruzel pick. So this is the Bruzel pick that just came out. So I think that one's available. Um, or maybe sold out. I'm not sure. This one's barrel number 25. I think a few days ago I checked and he still had a couple bottles of one of the picks. He picked two antiques. But Antique is the first Fiddler product that we ever did that we didn't fiddle with.
Oh,
Yeah, and that was a big thing for us. It we actually was like a little bit of like a struggle because we started getting in, like we started buying, we could afford to buy older stuff from MGP, and there was some stuff from MGP that we had bought years and years ago that we had just been sitting on, letting it get old. And then we were like, what do we do with this? This is so good. I don't want to mess it up, you know, like because I know what happens when you put something in a toasted barrel. Yes, it gets more oaky, but it also like gets a little bit of this new oak thing going on that takes years to work out. When something's already beautiful and funky and dusty, like don't mess with that. So Fiddler Antique was a product that is a single barrel product. I think some of the earlier things had like a batch sticker. That was actually I think incorrect. We've never done those as batches. It's always been single barrels. So some
okay.
of them said like a batch sticker early on, and that was like a typo from our like marketing department. So a little nugget there. If you ever see an antique, it is a single barrel product. Few of them had a batch sticker instead of a barrel sticker.
Nice.
But those were barrels that we were like, this is just too good to mess with. Like, don't fiddle with this; it will mess it up. Like, not actually mess it up. It'd probably be an excellent bourbon if you took a 8 or a 9 year old bourbon and double oaked it. It'd be beautiful. But for us, it was like, this is too good to mess with. Part of being a whiskey maker and a distiller is not only saying like I'm gonna craft this whiskey into becoming something. It's when you know a whiskey's too good to mess with. So that's kind
Yeah.
of what this product was.
Our
I
friend
will.
Jerry, who's also in Bruzel, he says those bottles are gone now, but he got both of them, the antiques.
Nice.
So,
Cheers.
but
Cheers, Jerry.
Tracy wanted to know: is there a premier bottle? Is there a top of the line, like is something that you think is like the premier bottle that ASW's put out?
I mean, we've had so many different ones that have like been special for their own reasons. Like, I mean, the Georgia Oak was one that I mean, it can't ever really be that once it's all gone because it's going to be gone and it's gone forever until we find someone else that can make Georgia Oak casks. But that one's still just MSRPs for $80. You know, I think at the
Wow.
distillery in the bottle your own experience it's $99 because it's a whole experience. But
Hmm.
even then, like that's not crazy for something that won the best bourbon in the world and we only have 4 barrels of. You know, Maris Otter was that for a while. You know, people were like, oh, they're known for their American single malts. Like we have like so many different American single malts. We just got a double gold again this year for our ASW 8-year, which is a single
Oh, nice.
malt. Yeah. This one is a 8-year-old American single malt that we distilled in house literally right before I joined the team. So this one is like Justin mashed it, Justin distilled it, Justin like did everything with this one. This is, you know, when I was just like started hanging out with him, he was making this. And then now we're just now putting this in bottles, and it won a double gold at San Francisco this year. So a lot of people will look at us and be like, "Oh, let me get that new double gold single malt." So it's kind of tough because like all the bottles have its own special place. Like we're not trying to. I mean, I don't think we've ever had a bottle that's like, oh, there's a $500 bottle or something like that. Like Maris Otter at once was that because we had one barrel of it left and it won best craft whiskey in the world, and everyone was asking where they could get it. So we did like a $300 in-house thing until it's gone, and then it ran out. So, but for the most part, you know, like it's back down though. We just started making Maris Otter again. It's back down MSRP 125. You know, so it's an affordable price again. It's just how we had to deal with the scarcity of it at the time. But we don't have anything that's like crazy insane. I'm always trying to get older barrels though, because like, you know, like the oldest thing we've made is the first barrel we ever distilled, which we still have. It's 10 years old. We're gonna release it this year for our 10-year anniversary. It's a Resurgence Rye 10-year. It's good. It's good. I've tasted it. It's really good. But I would still think that we have 7 or 8-year-old stuff that's better than it personally.
nice.
You know, like I know it's gonna sell out. I'm not hurting its chances of selling out. It's the first barrel we ever made. A lot of people aren't even gonna open it, but it's good. It's really good. But man, we have some of the other stuff that we're making like a little bit after that when I joined the team. No, I'm just kidding.
Mac, I've got a
stuff's
segue
really
question
good,
into
man.
malts, but I want to give you an opportunity because you're sipping on that antique, and I just would love to hear your thoughts on it, Mac.
Well, I do love this, and when I see antique, I think of, I don't know, maybe it's just me, antique, and then wheat. I think of another bourbon. What that's pretty popular with.
Sure. Yeah.
And I have blinded it.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
I'll flash it.
Yeah, flash it. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. I think that was the one. And it's not a fair fight. I mean, obviously this is 120 proof, and this 45% wheat and mash bill are just killer. But yeah, these, I don't know.
We didn't make it to compete it or shut it out or beat it or crush it. You know, like we didn't make it for those reasons. While I won't say whether it does or doesn't, that's not why we made it.
Okay, gotcha.
The whole name on it was literally, we were just like sitting in a marketing meeting and everyone was like, we need something, because at the time an 8-year-old bourbon was the oldest thing that we ever released because we were an 8-year-old distillery. And even then, like it was still a source bourbon, but for some reason we have this thing about trying to source things older than us. Like we still try to source things like, which I don't know if I agree with that. I think that's just kind of like something the marketing team does. I'm like, people know we source all this. Like you're not, they're like, oh, I know we're not trying to fool anybody by it, but they just like keeping the ages around how old we are, which is cool. I guess that's cool. But I would like to get some older stuff for the record, and I'm working on it every day.
Nice.
But yeah, that was like one of the things at the time that was just old, and we were just coming up with words for like old. They're like,
oh, really?
Fiddler old timber, fiddler old wood, and I was like, I don't know, fiddler antique, and they're like, yeah, are people gonna care if it's like antique 107? I'm like, I don't know, like, but I mean, it's a good name for it.
What you did is you said we're gonna kick down the door and beat their ass.
Furniture, you know? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to me, it just tastes like kind of like old furniture in a way. You know, I think it tastes more like an antique-y furniture than it being like thinking about an antique style of making whiskey.
Right.
I'm like, for me, when I taste it, I'm like, oh, it kind of has that dusty, funky old furniture smell, which I love in a bourbon. And I describe that flavor profile all the time when I'm tasting stuff. I'm like, oh, it tastes like antiques. They're like, oh, antique? And I'm like, no, antiques. Like, it tastes like old stuff, you know?
Nice.
Yeah, I do think just around this one, Heck, it's like this one. If you do love 107, I think everyone, you know, Weller 107 is, if you're a whiskey nerd, it's on your shelf. You're, you know, we've have a history with that. It's, you know, it's a solid drinker for what it is. But this thing is just a beautiful weeded bourbon, just a couple notches up with that like proof and viscosity that you're not fully getting on that 107. So I love this one.
Yeah, man.
So
Well,
the
I will
segue into
say,
malt. Oh,
I
sorry,
will
Whit, go
say,
ahead.
I have I do have work in the morning, so maybe about like 10-ish more minutes or something.
Yep.
Yeah, Whit, we
Yeah,
don't want to keep you.
all
Let's
good.
do this. We'll round it out because here's the thing with us. We tend to go long, and I'm sorry. So thank you.
Yes.
Uh,
Thank you for being.
Thank you, because we get into the pours and start having them and just have a good time. And so I
Hey, I'm
thank you
having
for
a
doing
good
this.
time. I wish I didn't have work in the morning so I could stay up all night with you
Me
guys.
too.
I would.
We'll do it again though. We'll do it again. So
Do it on
our friend
Saturday
Ed,
night.
who sends us amazing samples and is huge fan of everything you do. He wanted me to ask this question. I think it's a fantastic question and way more intelligent than anything I could ever come up with. So he said, you do a lot with malt. You got a number of different varieties of single malt with barley, and you've done some interesting expressions with 100% malted other grains, such as your Resurgence rye, which we have here, which we can get into. Fiddler Syncopation, which is 100% malted bloody butcher corn, and Widdershins, which is 100% malted wheat. What
Yeah.
inspired you all to do these different expressions? And do you have any other plans for the future, such as perhaps a blue corn or different varieties of wheat? Ed, thank you for that question. And I think that's a really good way to get into the malts. And we can kind of end in the next 10 minutes, Whit, so we
Sure.
don't keep you up too late.
Yeah, no problem at all. Happy to answer that question too. That's one of my favorite questions because it really points back to what Justin was doing when he first started designing a lot of these whiskeys. So Justin had been making whiskey for 25 years. Our master distiller designed our distillery, like designs all the whiskeys. He uh, he spent so much time brewing beer and playing with malt in general that he was so familiar with all the different flavors that you get from malt and beer. But he was really curious about how it would work with different whiskeys. So he started taking some of his favorite beer malts and just started experimenting them with making whiskey. And before he knew it, he had like 20 different whiskeys that he was making with all these different beer malts. And he found out which ones like worked and which ones didn't, in his 25 years of experimenting with it. And then the ones that were like beautiful and worked really well for him, he was like, those are the ones I'm going to make whiskey with, in the future. And he's even given me like opportunities too. Like I've been able to take some of those whiskeys that he has like made like cool things out of in some of those malts. Like I designed a bourbon that used all the secondary grains as malted barleys that won double golds at San Francisco World Spirits competition. I call it the double gold bourbon, which it's literally just like it's a corn base, but then it's Red X, it's Maris Otter, it's Optic Promise, which is another one of our single malts I won a double gold. So I took all these extra single malts that had all these different varietals, and I just used all those varietals as the secondary grain just to like mess around and see what that tastes like. So a lot of the malt experimentation is like some of it's really well thought out, like Justin's like spending years and years of tasting all the different ones and understanding what they did. And then some of them are like me just saying, I'm gonna put all the award-winning ones together and see what that tastes like. So honestly, I have no idea what it's gonna taste like. It might be an amazing bourbon, it might be a flop. But for me, like I want to take what he does in malt and do it in bourbon. So I'm like trying to come up with new bourbon mash bills, trying to bring that into American whiskey culture and just trying to, bring high malt bourbon into one of those categories where people can appreciate that, because that's exactly what Soloist is. Like Soloist is made in house 4-grain pot distilled bourbon that is a high malt bourbon. So it's like all the secondary grains are malts, but they're not all malted barley. It's 4-grain, so it's malted wheat, malted rye, and malted barley. But yeah,
which one do you pour up, Mac? I saw you grab a sample.
Yeah, I started. So I assume we're going to the Resurgence ride in the round out the night.
Yeah,
here.
we could. I did real quick because I wanted to ask him. This is we're gonna try to do it in 10 minutes. We'll do it fast. So the Widdershins, 100% wheat malt smoked with Georgia pecanwood. I was so interested in because the smoked side of it. I just sipped on it and it is like a chocolate bomb in a glass. Like it's just.
So both
it's very
those two,
smoky, very chocolatey. I just want to hear you talk about that one a second, and then I'll do the rye right after that. I promise.
Yeah. So I will say, like, both those products in general, like one of the things about Widdershins that a lot of people are surprised with too is that is a 4-year-old wheat whiskey. So like it really doesn't drink like 4-year-old. Spend its entire life in Georgia climate. So the Georgia climate and the way that we are able to age and mature things like really does affect the whiskey. Like Texas is known for their climate, but sometimes their climate's a little harsh. Georgia has enough humidity where it's like it balances out, where you're getting a lot of heat, you're getting a lot of delta and transition between like the hots and the colds, but the humidity keeps it from going like insanely hazmat in like 2 years, or like completely blowing out with like
Right.
intense oak like really fast.
It-
We do have hazmat, we do have some intensely, high proof stuff depending on where we age it and how we age it. But for the most part, like we're able to release a bourbon that tastes like, fully mature at 4 years old. The Soloist is a 6-year-old bourbon, but some people say it tastes like a 10. Um, you know, um, so yeah, really
So I'm gonna skip.
happy
I'm
with the
gonna skip
climate that I'm
straight
in.
to the. I'm gonna skip straight to the Resurgence Rye. Did you do the 106 proof one that Ed sent us, Mac?
Yeah, yeah, the
And hey,
106.
hey, I want to tell
Yeah.
you, Mac, when we have time, did he send you this Wittershin wheat malt?
Yeah, I think I have. I just couldn't find it.
So do you remember your Chattanooga high malt, Tennessee high
Yeah.
malt you did?
Yeah.
Was
Very
that
similar.
Resurgence Rye finished in a port cask by chance, or was it the standard?
Yeah.
This one's finished in port.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so the standard Resurgence is not finished in port. The one finished in port though, is beautiful. We only did 4 of those barrels ever. So I'm glad you guys were able to get some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have right here. Actually, I have the 100% malted rye, 86 proof, which is, I think, is that what you're talking about with the?
Yeah.
the
So this one's a cast strength version of it. I
Okay.
tend to drink the cast strength version of it. So the
Right.
one that's 86 proof really started as something that we were doing like more local on premise, just trying
Okay.
to get our own distillate into like bars for people to mix into cocktails and stuff. It's good. It is not my go-to by any means,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's easy to drink. But the port cask one or the cast strength one, both of those I would recommend for all the whiskey people out there. If you find Resurgence Rye 86 proof, it's good. It's 5 years old. It's rye made in Georgia. It's really unique, 100% malted rye, chocolatey notes, easy to drink. But it's not like I wouldn't put that out there as be like, taste this. It did win a double gold at 86 proof though, which blew my mind when
Nice.
it did
It's
that.
86
So
proof. I just sipped it solid.
yeah,
Oh, damn.
This is your distillate. What?
100%.
Okay.
This reminds me of
do
that
you
new
malt
riff,
your-
malted rye that you put me on, that sherry malted rye. It reminds me of that.
Yeah. Do you malt your own rye?
Nope.
Okay.
We are very adamant about like making sure like the cooperage or the malting or whoever's growing the grain, like everyone that does the best job should do that job. So me and Justin, we will distill, we will blend. That's what we do best. We leave the cooping and the cooperaging to the barrel makers and the people malting the rye. Some people do it amazing though. There are distilleries that grow their own grain, like shout out to Frey Ranch, amazing stuff. If we could do that in Georgia, like the little bits of Georgia grains that we have grown and tried to make whiskey from, they're really hard to grow in Georgia. Shout out to anyone that has that type of climate where they can grow grain and distill it. We can pretty much just distill it, and we have a few people in Georgia trying to grow grains for us, and some of those we buy.
Nice. Yeah. And maybe Hack, I'll do this one nerdy question. I'll let you round it out. What do you think? So
Yeah. You do one. I have one question. Hold up, and then you ask one more, and then I promise Whit will let you go. Promise. We will not stalk you anymore. I promise.
I find myself really loving malted rye whiskey, and I've gotten to a rabbit hole of how it's malted, and I think Leopold Brothers is doing floor malted stuff in there, and
I love what they do.
Can you just tell us what malted rye is and why it is good?
Yeah. So one of the main things that Justin, when he was first deciding to make a malted rye, a lot of it was the process in mashing that he was familiar with as a beer maker. So he was using it out of a basic understanding of, he's like, I know how to get this rye to do what I want it to do if it's malted. And malted just basically means that it's germinated. It's a malted grain. Rye that's germinated, you can actually have corn that's germinated. You can germinate pretty much any type of grain, and then it becomes malted because it releases an enzyme in it that allows all the starches to convert into sugars on their own.
Is it sprouting? Does that mean it's actually sprouting?
It's
It's
sprouting,
sort of,
it's germinating and has a little
yeah.
sprout coming out of it. And then
Awesome.
you kiln it, you cook it in an oven. In Scotland they'll use the peat smoke ovens and dry it out with peat smoke, which is why it's smoky. In the United States, we don't have to kiln it that way, or they don't have to kiln it that way anymore in Scotland. It's just tradition at this point, right?
Yeah.
But with corn, with wheat, with malted barley, which is the most traditional thing to malt. It's very easy and it's down to a science. These other grains are actually more experimental, and a lot of places malting them can malt them and they can malt them well. But it's not as straightforward as malting barley for a lot of places. So it's actually harder for us to find these other malted grains. But that's what Justin, when he was practicing making beer, was used to making beer with. So that's one of the reasons why we use the malted grains, but it does give it a different flavor profile. So like with rye specifically, you are going to get more chocolate. You're going to get more sweetness. You're going to get more like almost texture and body to it too. Because of the way that we distill it. But the grain itself yields more interesting flavors than a standard rye, which is more like pepper and spice. You're going to get more chocolate and mint. So it's almost like mint chocolate chip ice cream or something like that.
It's so good. This is really great.
Yeah. So I'll just we'll end it here, and then we first so one thing I like to do, and this is because when you're doing it live and you're trying to keep with the chat and all that, and plus I have to listen to things a couple times in order to learn.
Sure.
You're converting starches to sugars and malting. Sugars are what the yeast eat. Okay, there you go, from Nancy. So I'll have to. One thing we do is we take these interviews and we put them back on Spotify, and that's when I listen to it in the car and I listen to it a couple times. And I'll learn, because you have dropped so much knowledge on us, sir, tonight, and I love it. Awesome. I love the deep dive, the nerdiness. Like I hope you've had fun with us tonight doing this.
I got to sit back and have a few drinks. It's not a bad time at all. I get to cash in some work hours for this, so it's. I'm not complaining, man. I'm not complaining. This is a good time.
So, with last question, and we'll let you go. Is there anything in the pipeline that you're allowed to talk about that, like, brand new coming, like anything in that innovation head of yours that you can drop some knowledge on us that would be fun to hear about?
For sure. So I'll mention a couple things, because one thing is a thing that we just came out with. It's a collaboration we did with Big Green Egg, the grill company, which I will say, when this is another one of those things like where, Jim and Charlie are like, hey, we're going to work with Big Green Egg and we're going to do something with their grills. And I looked at them, I was like, I had a grilled whiskey. I did not like it, because I've tried like the grill collaborations with other brands in the past. I was like, I am afraid of this. I'm like, let's just try it. Like, let's just see, I'm like, all right, and so Justin, who is the master at this thing, I'm really like, I can talk about it, but he can make it. I'm telling you. Justin, decided he was like going to toast these staves on a grill, on the Big Green Egg grill, and try to get a certain flavor profile out of the toasted staves, which we used the Georgia oak because we have enough Georgia oak. So we used Georgia oak staves toasted on a Big Green Egg grill, which Big Green Egg is based out of Atlanta or something. So it was like this kind of still another local collaboration. But the flavors we got from it, like normally with toasted bourbons, you may get a hint of toasted marshmallow. This is like major toasted marshmallow. It's like just tons of marshmallow, and you can even feel it in your mouth. Really good. I was very pleasantly surprised when Justin and I started working on it, because we did a few test staves here and there, and we're like, oh, that's not that bad. Like, let's add a few more staves. Like, oh, that's actually pretty good. Let's add a few more staves. Like, wow, this is really good. Okay, I think we found and dialed it in, got our right amount of staves for this product. So the Big Green Egg, really cool collaboration. We do 100 proof. We did a few cast strength Georgia Heartwoods because it didn't have a label made yet. So we did we have to pull this out of a barrel because it was over oaking or whatever. We wanted to be ready. So we had to bottle some as Georgia Heartwood with a Big Green Egg sticker. Now it's its own label. It's 100 proof. It's a shelfer. That one's solid. We have some more single malt stuff that we're working on. I will say that one of the things that we're working on, which I'm really proud of, is we've been doing this little sidebar thing with all the information for a while. We're actually moving to a little bottom bar.
Oh wait,
bottom
I messed
bar,
that up. Hold on, Whit. Let me move you
all
over here.
good.
Hold on, Whit. Show that. Yeah.
So we're moving to like a little bottom bar, and this just gives all the information that people are looking for. An easier way to read it. It's a bigger font because a lot of the sidebars were like really small font, hard to read. You know, people were like, "Oh, we like all the information, but it's, you know, like it's all packed in there." So I was like, let's put it really big on the front. So you got your proof, you got your age, you got one thing special about it, whether it's like the vintage or the year, or then like how many staves was added in the Georgia Heartwood, stuff like that. So we're going to be doing that for pretty much all of our single barrel products. And then you can put little logos and stuff down here so people that have groups or stores or whatever. So in general, you know, I've actually been making some of the stickers because I like tinker with art stuff too. So I've been, you know, working on that
Doesn't surprise
a
me.
little bit.
Doesn't
But
surprise me. That's cool.
it's
Well,
fun,
I
man.
think, and I'll make this comment, and then we'll let you go. It is that I think that one of the things that I like so much about ASW versus another popular Georgia distillery is
I will not say any names on this one.
how transparent you guys are.
Transparent.
Thank you.
Like you
That's
guys
awesome.
put so much information on the
it's so cool.
you know, that and you guys have been so honest about, hey, we sourced this, hey, we're making this, and to me as a whiskey nerd, like that draws me in, right? And I think a lot of people that I know feel that same way, and we're so excited to see where you guys go and what you guys do. And man, this has been incredible.
Yeah.
And
thank you,
so
guys.
just thank you, Whit. Cheers.
Yeah. So
good luck at work tomorrow. Hopefully you didn't have too many pours, but we want to do this again sometimes with you, man. This was
we would
awesome.
love to. We would absolutely. I'd love to get Justin on the chat one day too. He would
That'd be great.
He'd be great, full of knowledge. He doesn't talk as fast as me, but he's got a bunch of knowledge. So
that may be better for me. but listen, I travel to work through Atlanta all the time, and so it's been on my bucket list to get to ASW, bring Ed, do a tour. So man, I'd love to come hang out with you.
We'll taste out some barrels, and if you like something, take it home with you. You know what I mean?
Hey, don't invite me. Don't hand me a whiskey thief, sir, like that.
Yeah.
I know.
We will get into it, believe me. But I would love to. I'd love
sir.
to come see what I'm doing, film a video. It'd be so much fun, man. So Whit, brother, thank you so much. This was so cool.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
See you around. Have a good evening.
All right, we'll see you, bud. That dude is like so much knowledge.
Yeah, and just like super passionate, and like just you know, the passion is just infectious. And just another thing too, I know a story of one of I don't want to like blow up this story, but someone in our group that reached out to him at one point and said, hey, you know, I can't get your stuff, like we'd love to try it. And he just sent him a couple things for them to, like, you know, like it's just like on the side, like it's just that's the kind of person he is. And I think like the cool thing about ASW is just anyway, I hope that was pretty readily apparent on just how much fun this is for him and the passion. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean he's like passionate, but also like young enough and not scared, right? Like they just what they do is amazing. So we may have a special guest here in a minute on my text, by the way. So we'll see.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. But so anyway, yeah, I think the thing about ASW to me, the transparency, it's amazing. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I like every single thing they do, but there are so many different things that they do. Are so much fun, Mac. Like that was a cool one for us to do. And thank you to Ed for bringing us on. And on to ASW. So
well, cheers, Appalachian Bourbon Society.
Hey, can you run with it for half a second? I'll be right back.
For sure, absolutely.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Cheers, Appalachian Bourbon Society. Welcome. I know we had a couple people jump in during our interview here with Whit from ASW. If you have not had any ASW, get some. I think that, you know, I see some on sealbacks from time to time. I think there is a online presence from ASW, so that might be an option if they're not around you. Highly suggest for me that Georgia Heartwood, which very interesting. It is a double oak now. Take that, Woodford Reserve, and probably $100 cheaper. Sorry, I have certain opinions about that bottle from Woodford Reserve. And then this toasted is just killer. And then they do all these crazy things like 100% malted rye finished in port, which I don't know. Are you guys on the malted rye? Yeah, I know that that's super funky and weird. And I think like maybe that's a thing that, when I don't know, you start collecting and you're tasting a bunch of stuff and you want to try something new. Maybe that's where I'm at now on my journey, is like this malted rye is like my thing. It was really cool to try this. So I really like that resurgence rye.
That malted rye, it had a peppercorn thing, almost like a green peppercorn deal.
Absolutely. And with the port, it's just perfectly. It is to me like a fall winter whiskey hack.
So if you guys are late and just getting here, I saw some folks didn't join the late, which is totally cool. We're just getting rolling. We're probably going to go. What do you think, Mac? We'll go at least another 45 minutes.
We'll go another 6 hours.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I've missed my whiskey all week, and I forgot to take my Agent to LA. So for me, I'm coming home and like, let's get it. I know you've already had a weekend, but so yeah.
Hey man, no, and I've had a day, but hey, you know what? Responsibly sipping. That's what we do here. Hack.
Everyone drink responsibly, like little baby pour sips, right?
Yeah. So,
so tonight, guys, if you're just tuning in too, I just put it on the bottom, like no pressure. Get in if you want, don't if you want. Totally cool. But tonight, every $5 we'll spin the wheel. We've got 3 different. Thanks to Ed, 3 different fiddlers.
That's crazy.
2 different heartwoods, which you heard us talk about. I love the heartwoods, man.
They're so good. That fresh crack of mine is killer.
And he was talking about like how they pick the wood and like, come on, man. And so we've got 3 different fiddlers. We'll do our whiskey wheel of fate. We put some cool stuff on there. So that's the thing tonight. But I don't know. What do we want to pour up next, sir?
Well, I don't know. Did you say we had a guest or something? What are you talking about?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just somebody, right? Just somebody. Hey, lady.
What?
People just show up and,
I was just
Jesus.
What, Nancy, what's going on? How's it going?
Oh, it's good. I've been a little addicted to the 5 World Cup series.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. You've been catching some World Cup.
It's already been.
I've been, just addicted to it. I played hooky earlier this week from work.
I love that you're announcing that on stream here. That's awesome.
Oh, you know what? I told my boss at Still Austin. Chris Seals. Everybody knows. So I've been totally transparent about it.
You're in the clear. You're in the clear. And what is Magnus going to do? You're retiring.
Exactly. Are they going to fire me? I mean,
really? What are they going to do? I love it.
Go ahead. I dare you. No, I don't want to watch out what I say.
Don't do that. No, we were texting earlier, and I was like, we just need to hang out and have some pours sometime. And I told her, I said, hey, we got Whit coming on. I think you'd love the discussion because he's passionate. He's passionate, right? Like he's
really passionate. Yeah.
And also one of those guys too. I know you've talked about this a lot, is that he's their lead distiller. He's not their master distiller, right. But he is like a guy that I love to talk to because of that passion. But like you can see a lot of promise. And you and I talk about this, right? Like you love to mentor people, and that's something that you have a passion for, something I have a passion for. I like to help people, educate. Yeah. And I like to be taught. And he is a guy that I just feel like just so much knowledge. It was cool to listen to. I thank you for jumping in the chat, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah. I always feel a little awkward about that because I don't want to take the attention away from the guest, but I also just enjoy the camaraderie, with friends and such. But I really enjoyed what he had to say, and I think it'd be cool to hear more from him. Actually,
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. I think we can't do that on a Sunday night anymore because he's got to go to work tomorrow. He's more responsible than us.
I mean, look at your shirt. Of course. I mean, just look what you're wearing.
Yeah,
of course,
look what I'm wearing.
What?
Have you seen this, Nancy? Have you seen this shirt?
These shirts before, Nancy? So this MGP slut shirts, like this is.
Oh my God! Oh, it just registered in my brain. I saw the MGP and the well, but I didn't like it just
Yeah.
didn't really.
I may have worn this when Ian
Yeah.
Sturzman came on. I might have.
Yeah.
Just
So
Oh my God, this is why
this is
I
who you're
love
hanging out.
watch that.
This is who you're hanging out with, Nancy.
yeah, this is who you're partnered with.
Who are these people? I don't know.
Yeah. Wait. So Hack is sitting there with a very special bottle. I don't have it yet, which I think hopefully you'll find it.
It's. I was teasing you earlier. It's coming. It's on the way. I know. Grab the 6 year, Mac, and I want you to talk about how much.
Take me off screen, so yeah.
Okay, I'll take you off, and then you can grab the 6 year. He loved the 6 year, but yeah. So we camped out all night long, Nancy. There was only 264 bottles of this released at the distillery. That I was texting you during that. I know, but like, and I think the number I've heard, and again, don't want to get you in trouble, but it was so limited. Like I've heard a number like 17 barrels. Like there's not a lot of this.
Yes, that is unfortunately very correct. So I don't know if you saw my Instagram today, and I think I've mentioned it a few times that actually last year when I was putting the 6-year-old together, when I first did that, the first time I did that blend, it didn't turn out right. So I talked with their master distiller, John Chappell, and said, you know what, John, I'm going to have to blend these both at the same time because I'm going to have to distribute the kind of the weight of the tannins, from both years, and kind of make sure that we're it's not going to be overly tannic in year 7. I mean, even though we did the slow reduction and such. So I did them both last year, and when I was doing them, doing this batch this year, I was just kind of checking the barrels to make sure that everything turned out the way I wanted. And I want to get your thoughts if you're having batch 6 right now.
Yeah. So what I thought I'd do. So no, listen, what happened? This is the story, right? So I was at a bottle share and I took my 6-year red corn. Things get crazy at bottle shares sometimes, right? And things disappear. It's happened to Mac. It's happened to me. And so my 6-year red corn disappeared. And shout out to my friend Robert Paul, who lives in Austin. He heard the story and he found me another one. So I just fresh cracked it. And I thought, you know what? Let's try the 6 and the 7 next to each other, and just like let's see what we get a little bit different. Max got the 6, I know, and I got the part of the story I tell you about camping out is that my wife, godsend of a woman, camped out with me all night, and she got a second bottle, and she got it solely just so that we could send it to Mac because they're that limited, like they're that hard to get.
Yeah, it's super hard to get. That it was, when you think about the evaporative loss as well.
Yeah.
And, I, even though we did the slow reduction to the barrels to get it as close to 100 proof as we could, they're still going to, after 7 years, there's still a lot of evaporative loss, right? So it was very limited, and as you well know, I wasn't sure that I'd be able to get mine.
We made it happen, baby.
Yes.
I'm glad you got yours, Nancy. I'm glad.
You know what's funny? So I'll tell this story. So we were hanging out there at the famous table where I ate brisket off your plate, but we won't mention that, but whatever.
Yes.
So we're hanging out at this famous table and I was like, this is the last time we were here. We were all with Nancy, and we're like, yeah. And so I was like, I should text her and just tell her we're at the spot. And I did, and you're so kind to respond, and you're like, hey, And so I went and I talked to the manager there. She was so sweet, so nice. And I said, you're not going to believe this, but I happen to know Nancy, and she wanted me to ask this question. And she goes, well, I said, she said I could FaceTime her if you want. And she said, yeah, go ahead. And when I did, the look on her face was like, oh my God. was great, but no, they did. They took care of you. They got the bottles. I'm so happy that worked out. Like so happy.
So Nancy, with this for folks like, because I think like Hack, like you guys, and then because of you guys, I am now deep into the Still Austin stuff because I can't get a lot of it up here. So thank you. But like Nancy, I think a lot of people think when they think of bourbon, they think like, oh, cool, like 12-year, 14-year age statement. I'm, like for 16. Does that work in Texas? I'm kind of answering my own question in my head, but like it sounds like you were worried, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just taking that from how you're talking. 7 years, like man, that's a lot down there. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, but also no. And so what master distiller John Trappell and I have actively been working on is to have bourbons that are in like a 8 to 12 plus year old program. So we're using larger cask. Going in at a lower entry proof, at the sort of maturation. So, just kind of doing things so that our goal, and, damn it, if this is like something I so want to prove is that in Texas, you can have longer maturation, 8 to 12 to 15 plus years, but it's all about utilizing, coming from a French production background, that goes back like 700 years. It's using those kind of techniques to be able to make that happen. And Ernest Peacock, Iron Root is using larger casks. So I started consulting with Iron Root back in 2013 too. I haven't worked with them in about like 6 or 7 years or so, but that's a big thing that we found. Is that when you go to hotter climates, you really 53 gallons is just too small. It's actually a small barrel.
Wow. But Nancy, don't some people use small barrels too?
Oh, and Jesus help me. Sorry.
No, I don't mean to. Sorry.
I don't mean to.
No, we don't.
Anything on you, but
go get Nancy. So Mac, I will tell you this, and we're going to give him a chance to redeem himself because
I just asked a question.
No. I want you to redeem yourself on something, sir, because this Still Austin Red Corn 6-year, you have incredible. Raved about this thing, and you've talked about it all. Like, and I'm not saying this just because you're on. Like, literally, he has loved this bottle, and I think so. Him living in DC and me in Texas, I send him stuff from Still Austin to try, and so does some of our other group members. But he had this like competing for whiskey of the year last year. Like, no lie.
Yeah.
And so I want you right now, Mac, to give us your Still Austin 6-corn red corn tasting notes.
And you know what? Please, if it's caramel and vanilla, just go with it, man.
Thank you, Nancy.
Sorry.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you for letting. Thank you. That lets me feel a little better.
Exactly. I'll just plug my ears.
Oh man. I'll try to redeem it, but I'm going to be honest because maybe it is. But like, I think what I loved with this, and I don't know if it's because right, like when I see red corn, I'm going to lean, like, I think in my brain, it like implants certain things like I'm trying to taste, but I do get a real fruity thing here, Nancy. And it's like a strawberries and cream thing for me that, on the palate.
Yeah.
And it is so drinkable. That's the thing where, it's the one last year in the summer, Nancy, that I just kept grabbing and like out of my whole collection, just because maybe it's the proof too. And it's just viscous too. It's not thin. And I get that raspberry cream, but I get a nice oak component there that like is complementary to the sweet thing. That's what I get. But yeah.
And I think that's the thing too, is like when you drink higher proof whiskeys, it's really hard to find a 101 proofer that you love. And that's, for me, I love this because it's still full bodied. It's still got a lot of notes. It still does. And I'm sure the, you know, I mean, you blending it has a huge part of that, but like, but I think for me, like just comparing 6 and 7, Nancy, like right here in front of you.
Yeah. What's it like?
Max notes on the 6-year strawberry and cream are perfect. Where when I get into the 7-year, it turns more to like a raspberry, almost like it's like a raspberry sorbet kind of note. And then I've got my notes from before. It's almost like a Mexican flan. Like it's got this custardy kind of mouth coating, creamy note. And then I've got like dark roasted dates on this, where this has a little bit of that fig, where so like for me, a date is a darker note than a fig. So it's like everything's just a little darker. And that's obvious with it being a 7-year, but it's subtle. It's not like, I would tell you in a blind, I think some people will pick the 6 because they might not like some of the darker berry notes, where people that like the darker berry notes will pick the 7. And that's my way oversimplified take on it initially.
That's awesome. And how about the tannin content? That's really
yeah. I don't get over tannin on the 7 at all, but I will tell you, I think it does get into where the oak impact comes closer to the finish on the 6-year. It's right towards the end of the palate on the 7. So it hits you earlier, but it's not overpowering. Like it's not. And I think for me, where I'm at my whiskey journey, I like oak impact. Like I'm getting to where I'm seeking out barrel impact, and I'm liking some things like from Jay West, the Reveries of the Deep, that has the French oak. And it's like, I like that.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
I'm liking, since you introduced us to Armagnacs, like I've tried some different Armagnacs and I really like them because there's a neat barrel impact that happens with Armagnacs that surprises you. It like sneaks up on you. And so I'm still have so much to learn, but for me, I like the 7-year more than the 6 because of that, where some people might just like the creaminess, the smoothness of the 6.
I feel like that's fair. And, you know, after having done the 6 against the 7 and the 5 for that matter too, and the 4, I think the younger expressions have a little bit more brightness and acidity to them.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. You know, it's a little bit more. Oh, sweet!
And it's got some great legs. It's got great leg. Can I see the colors next to each other of the 7 and 6? Is it?
I gotta pour more because I keep drinking more of it.
See that too. I don't have the 6 right up
That's
here.
Oh wait, is that the 7? I mean,
yeah, give me a hold up my 6 next to it just to.
Yeah. I just want to know. I just like.
Believe me, I don't mind drinking more red corn.
Yeah.
There we go.
So which
this is the 7 and that's the 6.
7? Oh wow.
I don't.
So I do think I see more of a darker note on the.
It's
7.
a little darker. I would say 7 is
color.
just slightly darker, but it's not.
It's not like.
I mean, in the bottle, I mean, it's so close. Like it's not. It's not a huge difference. It's really not. In terms of like the color on them, but I just think. I think it does everything 6 had a little bit richer, a little bit darker.
My apologies. I just want to take my stew out of the oven, but I am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Just
Let us know you're back. Okay. I love that. Also, I just have a air freshener of Nancy's face on this bottle while she's chilling there.
And I'm the one that gets in trouble for stalking, right? Like.
I just can't believe she's hanging out with us.
Hey, shout out to the Bourbon Note. He does really cool stuff on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Thank you for being here, buddy. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of dudes that are new into this. Like we just started last year, so we appreciate you being here. The MGP shirt was something that was born of us hanging out, being stupid,
which we don't typically do.
What dumb stuff? Nor did I post an Instagram reel pointing at Batman's crotch today. You know,
I know. Yeah. That's what we're. It's just high level content here.
High level content. You
Actually tonight it is.
That's why we have no reason hanging out with this lady. I don't know. She's we appreciate you being here.
I don't know. You know, that TRO is still out there, and I don't know why the sheriff hasn't just taken care of this.
I know,
I've been
right?
paying him off, Nancy. I've been paying him off. I got a bunch of Nancy picks here. Every time they come to get me, I just give them a Nancy pick.
Just pay them off, man.
Pay them off in bourbon.
Nancy, can I ask you about proof? Can I ask you about proof here? Where, like, obviously, I think they're all 100 proof releases. Do you like? Is there a proof that sometimes you're like, oh, this might be like 108 would be perfect, or like, can you talk about the proof situation here?
The situation. Oh my God, that is a can of worms.
Okay, well, as much as you want to, like, I get that there must be like some requirements and yield and stuff like that, but I don't know if there's anything from like the.
It depends on the product.
Okay.
It depends on boy, you know what? If it's my God, I guess do you want to kind of fine tune that question a little bit?
Yeah. So I can you talk about red corn? Just like maybe red corn and talking about 100 proof versus when you taste it out of cask and.
Yeah, so I think where Mac's going is I'm probably not supposed to have this, but I do. I have the red corn 7-year at cask strength.
Yes.
And
all right. Okay.
And I told my friend that gave me this. I won't name him because I don't want to get him in trouble. But I said, bottle that. but they just don't have enough. But then Christian's been giving me a hard time because he's like, dude, we got a bunch coming. And so like they posted some pictures on Instagram of like a warehouse full, and he says they have a bunch of red corn in the works. It's like 2-3 year. So I think we'll be looking in a couple years at like a lot more red corn on the market. If but will they ever do like single barrel cask strength picks of red corn? Do you think?
I don't know about that. The red corn is and the blue corn for that matter for next year, the bottled and bond releases are going to set back to 4 years old. But the caveat to that is I think that the distillate is actually better than what we have right now, what you're drinking of the 7-year-old.
Okay.
So it's going to obviously, there's a difference between 4 to 7 years old, but I think often when you have better distillate, it ages. It kind of takes on more maturity earlier, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And so I think what I've tasted from the 4-year-old barrels, it's really going to, I think it's going to be even better than the original distillate.
That's what people make a mistake about on the years is they think, oh, well, that 4 because we're resetting, right? And I don't know. I think everybody knows it. Maybe not everybody knows this, but we're resetting. We're going back in years,
right?
And we're going back to 4. We're going back to 5.
4.
So we're going to go back to 4 next year.
Correct.
And a lot of people are going to be like, but realistically, it's Texas, y'all. We can get some really good flavors at 4 years. Like it's not, and it's the distillate. And I know that they've been tweaking. I was talking to Emiliano about this when I was in the parking lot. They've been tweaking on that still. And the magic that they've figured out now, because they've got a lot more experience running it, right?
Exactly.
So I don't know. I don't hope I'm not giving away secrets, but really like they've gotten better at running that still at Still Austin, which now look out.
It makes a huge difference. And I can just tell you, from with the distilleries I've worked, over the past 20 years, when the distillate is better, and has more maturation potential, it actually kind of comes, quote, online at an earlier age than distillate that's not quite as good. So I think it's going to, it's not going to taste like it's 7 years old, but I think it's, going to be better than the original distillate that we had when it was 4 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's probably going to take on more of the characteristics of like a 5-year-old. I've seen that time and time again with all the distilleries I've worked with. And I wanted to answer a Beer Bike Bourbon Runs question.
Okay, I can go back to it.
Yeah, that came on it. Nancy, can you talk about mouthfeel and viscosity a bit, and what parts distillation aging contributes? So actually, what contributes an awful lot is at the fermentation stage, and it's your the yeast strain that you're using, how much yeast you're kind of distilling with, what we often refer to as distilling on the lees, which is like the dead yeast and such, that contributes a lot of flavor and fatty acid content. And that's really where you get a lot of initially a lot of your mouthfeel and weight to the distillate, right? So the second area, and just to kind of get to the second part of that question, is when you go in at lower entry proofs into the barrel, you're getting more of the water soluble components, which would be the caramelized wood sugars and such. A little bit more of if it's an American oak, you're getting more of the fat. What we call the whiskey lactones. There's a cis isomer and a trans isomer. Just kind of geek out. The cis isomer is if you ever get coconut on a bourbon,
okay,
that's where you get it. It's that fat. The trans isomer is where you get say like celery, kind of dillish, dill kind of notes and such. But that's the fat from it. So anyway, so fermentation, fatty acids, and the water solubles from the oak. That's where we get that good mouthfeel from.
Makes sense.
Great. Next week, Hack's going to be saying transnuclear, and I'll be like, hey, we all know why. Now you know.
Here's one thing I do. Like I told Nancy if she wants to come on, she can, but no pressure. Did you get to eat dinner? Did you? Because you made this stew all day. And here's the thing I know about you. Like, you will answer these questions all night long. Yeah. But look, I want to protect you, because here's the thing. People, they love hearing from you. They love to ask all these questions. But like, I asked you to come out, hang out, and have a pour. I don't want to like.
Yeah, we don't want to be weird. We don't
want to be weird. Like, yeah. You know what? We don't want to be weird. Like putting
are already weird. So let's just get over that one.
As Max got his air freshener.
Exactly.
No, but you need to
get your
I appreciate that, but I will hang out as long as the questions come, and as long as y'all want to hang out. The only caveat to that is I might have to use the little girls' room.
Of course.
And outside of that, that this is my passion in life, guys. So
That's awesome.
I
You know,
just
I-
want to always be respectful of you and like what you.
I
do
appreciate
for us.
the friendship and camaraderie, and I also have something else I want to talk about later.
Oh,
So just wink,
oh
wink.
yeah.
Um,
Harvester 3.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I wish I had Harvester, but I will pull. And I was going to ask you, Nancy, this may be a good segue about Free Ranch because I got to try the Harvester too. Hack has it. That's how I got to try it. I loved it. And then I've got a couple Free Ranch bourbon single barrels and that 134 proof that are just like, it reminds me, Nancy, of like when I was young and as a kid, like with like cornflakes and I put a ton of sugar and like whole milk, which is like such a fat kid thing to do.
oh my God.
And
Right on, bro.
I love them. And it's very high proof, but I'm already anyway. So I can't wait to hear it. I'm gonna go grab mine, but I want to hear
Yes,
about
sir. And you know, if you gentlemen will just let me use the ladies' room.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
We'll see in a minute. We'll talk
I've got
Harvester.
more goodies coming up if everyone
love
wants.
I love it. I love it. Let's go.
Yeah,
I will
so
see you in a minute. All right.
Oh, what is happening?
Sorry.
This is crazy. This is awesome.
The random stuff, bro.
I mean,
Ah.
I just, I hope, this is just awesome. Nancy, it just shows how incredible a person
Hey,
Nancy is. Where
and also,
she-
I'm a master blender now because I just blended 6 and 7 year red corn.
dude, that sounds like you are. You need to like have your own brand.
Maybe like I could just for the weekend I could go and hang out somewhere and come back.
I also love how it's like we both like you've been traveling, I'm here, but like we're rolling, baby. We're doing
Yeah,
this. What do you guys think in the chat too? Like I hope y'all are having fun, and we want to make sure
Yeah,
we
I see
answer
some
your
new
questions
names. I
too.
see some new names hanging out tonight. Whiskey
Yeah.
Adventure, welcome. Thank you for being here. And if you're not like we don't always keep up with the chat as great, but like
We're trying.
we try really hard, especially when we do interviews and you know when Nancy comes on, we just kind of nerd out. So
Yeah. Did I like do a good answer for like the red corn notes versus
absolutely,
my first answer?
absolutely,
Okay.
yes. And I
Hey,
put you on the spot, but also you do fantastic notes. You
Oh,
know,
thank
the caramel and oak thing, you know, like we get jokes, right, that have a life of their own and they just kind of continue, but
Yes.
like it's
Oh, I love
fun. But yeah, you
Love
never
it.
take yourself too seriously, but also,
No.
you know, like you do fantastic notes.
No. Well, thank you, sir. Well, I'm excited to hear about this harvester.
Yeah.
So you know about the caramel and oak thing. I just kind of over
I was hoping you didn't hear that.
We're gonna make t-shirts, Nancy. We're gonna get rich off of
T-shirts
this.
are happening.
You know what? Truth is, and anytime I do my tasting notes, you know, for Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend or whoever it is, I'm trying to create really clever ways to say caramel and vanilla. Essentially, I mean, you know, I spend hours trying to you know think of and I cook a lot and such, so you know I'm you know and I like food and cross cultural cuisine and all, so I spend a lot of time on that kind of stuff, but I spend hours trying to find of more creative ways to say caramel and vanilla essentially. And
Well, you do a great job.
you know that's what it comes down to, and exactly, you can't take yourself too seriously. And you know when I write my notes, people think of like, oh my god, you know, how did she come up with that? It's just like I was just trying to find some way to say caramel and vanilla essentially. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
like
I
a
think-
more creative way to.
Yeah. But Nancy, like, I do think one of the things when I got a journal, we've talked about, and I've done like on our channel some like deep notes with my journal, and I think it's basically like a wine journal, and it has the grid of like fruit or acid, and then it has and it helped me learn a lot. And I think there is a thing where some people, if you start doing notes, then you're getting like kind of crazy with your fancy notes. Some people can be like, oh, they're just trying to brag. But I think like there's another way here where like once you start really tasting different things and you start dialing it in, it's not necessarily bragging or trying to sound fancy. It's like, you know, the things you like, and you just get more familiar with it. And like Nancy, I can't imagine all the tasting you've been doing, you're just in such a level here now where those like fig is more than just fig. Like you, on some of your Still Austin Nancy picks, it's like charred fig, and you know, like you have to get to that because you tasted
some vinegar with this or that, or
but like, does that make sense to you, Nate? Like where
it does, and I don't know if y'all have seen my craft whiskey aroma wheel that I.
Oh yeah, I've got it saved.
Did I got started on it back in 2009, and I trademarked it in 2012, I think. It took me 3 years to work on that thing. What I discovered is that you can break aroma down to some really basic constituent parts, and so the way I always think about it is there's fruit, floral, spice.
There's right there.
Yeah, that's it. Fruit, floral, spice, herbal / vegetal, smoke, sweet, of some kind of variety. And in the case of an aged spirit, there's oak, and then there's also it's some kind of oiliness or nut or fat to it. So it's essentially 8 components. And I studied aroma wheels around the world, everything from whiskey, obviously, the Scotch world, wine, cork, tea, coffee, cheese, just everything, and those more or less like 7 or 8 basic constituents of aroma are how you can think about things. And if you think about fruit, well, you can basically get basic fruit off of a bourbon, but then you start thinking, well, is it like a orchard fruit? Is it citrus? Is it if it's orchard fruit, or you getting like a stone fruit? Is it stewed? Is it fresh? You just kind of you just keep going down that path, and that's how you train yourself. And after doing this stuff for 20 plus years or whatever, it kind of comes like that. And
makes sense.
But yeah, it's
so what do you got? What do you got with Harvester 3 you want to tell us? You got anything you can tell us, or is it too early to talk about it? Am I getting in trouble for even asking?
I don't know if I can talk about it, but okay. I do. Well, you know what? Actually, I might a little bit.
Okay.
So
do not let me get you in trouble, because we can always wait.
Boy. Well, so I had like 16 or 17 different mash bills to work with this year. And wow. and I was initially just overwhelmed. And so I got this stock back in February, and I just kind of I went through everything, and it's like, oh my God, how do I fit all of this together? and what I ended up doing, and which is kind of like a very Zen approach, is that I realized that rather than trying to fit, mash bills to work together, I just needed to listen to what the barrels were telling me, how they wanted to be blended. I know that,
Wow.
it's very woo-woo,
I love it.
whatever, but I just, I was trying to fit things together, to force it together, and it just didn't work. And I just kind of listened to, where the stock wanted to go. And once I did that, it's just like it all came together. So, it took me from February to, early this month to, really put things together. I will say one thing. There's a varietal that I didn't expect to be part of this this year, and I don't know if you all know what triticale is.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
It's a hybrid of wheat and rye.
It's a hybrid wheat rye. Yeah.
Yeah. And those barrels were just showing so beautifully. And that's just, I don't know if I'm at liberty to talk about the whole thing, but it just, when I just kind of, quit trying to force things and just, kind of listen to, what the barrels were saying, essentially, it just like came together in a day. I mean, I've been working on it for months, and it wasn't gelling. And
somebody was asking earlier, so what they do with the harvester release, and I'm assuming they'll do it the same, is that they have an online lottery system where they'll give you a few days, maybe less than a week in advance, and so if anybody wants to be, eligible, go to the Frey Ranch website. They will have a link. You put your email in, and then they'll have a lottery system where if you're lucky enough, you can get one. Last time I want to say it was 500 baht. Like it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. Like and there's never a lot of this, right, Nancy? It's pretty limited.
And it's 30. You said how many mash bills, Nancy?
I had about like 16 or 17 to work with initially, and I'm just I'm usually working with just one mash bill, or in the like still awesome Tanger, 3 mash bills, not 17.
Yeah. That's because
it was overwhelming to me, and I just from a creative aspect just couldn't figure it out, and then I just kind of let go and stayed away from it. I went to the UK for a few weeks, and I had a great time there, but
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go get something.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I just mentally got away from everything. And when I got back, it just it was like I kind of when I was there, I thought, what, I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do with this, and I'm just going to kind of simplify things, and just kind of let the barrels speak for themselves. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, just like a very Zen approach, where you kind of subtract a lot of things.
Yeah. That's
but
great.
I will say that I think Harvester 3 is going to be a lot closer to Harvester 1 than it is to Harvester 2. I mean, it's not exactly like that, but it's kind of for people that might have liked Harvester 1. And I personally think that was I loved Harvester 2. Obviously, this is one of my children, but I think Harvester 1 was a little better, but I think this is going to be a lot closer to it.
Oh, nice. That's exciting.
Yeah. So
what? I'm looking here in the chat. Have you any experience with Corbin Cash, Nancy?
I have not, and you know what? They're in my state. I've been wanting to. I love that Nancy became one with the barrel. Yes, that is.
Yeah. There you go. I love it.
Yeah. I've really been wanting to check them out. One of my another one of my friends. I don't know if you guys know what Bad Axe Bourbon.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, he did a Still Awesome pick recently.
Yes, and so he's a huge Corbin Cash fan, and
yes, he is. Yeah, he helped me out with when I was out there, and I found a Corbin Cash pick he had helped with, which was called the Whiskey 6, and it was fantastic. It's fantastic, and our friends, Todd and Andy with 21090, they did
of course,
Here's my idea, and I'm just going to release it right here on stream, and just going to say it. Here's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to go with you and me and Mac to Broad Branch.
Oh, I would love that. I love some Broad Branch.
Because I am in love with their Fidelity Rye. Like, I'm in love with it. And I know you're working with them, and I know there's things you can talk about and you can't.
You hold on.
No, yes, we can.
I'm going to, because it's going to happen.
Mac, I'm telling you, this needs to happen, sir.
Yeah, wait. Hold on.
I know you love Broad Branch. So do I. And she's working with them, brother.
There's so many good things she's doing. I'm just grabbing all the.
I'm going to talk about this one when she comes back too, because this one. Okay.
Well, first, before you get to that.
Yeah.
Craft. This is about, and God help me, they're, what are they going to do? Fire me?
We need a shirt.
Their Tradecraft is getting ready to come out, and I helped them with that.
Okay.
But I initially helped them 11 years ago when John Frigaka's the founder, and the father, he was a client of mine.
Is it his daughter? Is it his daughter that's running things now?
His two daughters. Yeah,
I've got her card, and she is one of the best people ever.
And, my God! Both of his daughters are amazing, and so I helped their dad kind of dial in his fermentations, and we awesome. Early on, we were working on his fermentations and such, and so then unfortunately he passed away. But
they've picked it up. Like the two daughters, they've grabbed it. They're running with it.
They are amazing.
I mean, they're doing great things.
Yeah, they're a fantastic, and so we wanted to do this the Tradecraft to commemorate kind of his passing and our work together. So that's going to
when is that going to hit the market, or roughly, or do you know?
I think it's next weekend. Don't quote me on that, but we've been waiting for the labels to that's sure. Always
all that stuff.
A mess. But the blend's been going on for a long time, and our work on that.
But yeah, we need to get down there and do a barrel pick. They told me it would be 2027, which I'm totally fine with. I'm going to email them and ask them to be on the wait list. But when we figure it out, it would be awesome if we could all go to North Carolina. Maybe we have Marty come too. It'd be awesome.
God, I would love to have Marty there too.
let's go do it.
I'm so on for that, guys.
So what I'm on to as well, which this Mac is drinking the Broad Branch, which is awesome. But this is what I went and grabbed because they were talking about this in the chat earlier, which is this 515 batch.
Oh God. I'm going to go get my 515 if I may.
I'm going to have to get this. Oh.
Hey, Mac, it's going to be a night, buddy.
I know, man. I love it.
She gets so excited, but like, I don't, like, I'm
It's
telling
incredible.
you, this is, so
I know.
so I'll tell this. I'll wait till she comes back, tell the story. But like,
Okay,
as you
cool.
can see, this one has been
No.
taken.
Well,
I'm so
and I've
excited.
got-
I have a
let me
backup
grab-
of this now.
Well, I told you I found another. Anyway, I should have bought that other one.
Yeah.
Let me grab mine since you guys are doing it. Take me off.
I'm sorry. I'm bouncing all over. I'm like not staying on
No.
on that. You just told Nancy Santa is coming.
515. I've had a number of people try that. I actually gave a lab sample
I'm
to
the
a
one that sent you that bottle.
You are, and I because I couldn't get it myself.
I know. So listen. So I fell in love with this bottle so much. A friend of mine, Harold, he was out traveling, and he's a huge fan of Willet. And I have a Bender stash Willet that I have that I never cracked, but I knew he would love it. And he goes, "Hey, I've got." So I traded him a Bender stash for another bottle of this 515 because this might be my whiskey of the year. Honest to God, like it really might be. It's like I don't know like how you did this. This is incredible. Like it is blackberry preserves for days. Like it's so great.
Well, here's the thing. I have actively been working on getting Joseph Magnus cigar blend back to what the original. Yeah, that's
515. Yeah.
all right. Yes, all right.
I actually messed
Well,
his
drinking
label
this-
up in the shipping, but
We're all
Here.
drinking the same batch. Okay.
that's
515.
515. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right.
Woohoo! Yeah.
right.
I've been trying to, but before I leave the distillery, which will be at the end of the year, I've been trying for the past, for forever, been trying to get things back to what it originally was, like 9 or 10 years ago. Now, not what people expect from the Barton stock. Because I don't have that stock anymore. I mean, I got a little bit of it, but it's not, there's not really enough anymore to use. And so cigar blend, but I've been trying to get it back to the original, what it would have been like 9, 10 years ago when I first made it. And I think it's arguably better than the original 14 batches.
Wow.
Just my opinion, but before I leave, that has been my goal to get it, back to what it was, and to train them into, how to keep that up.
Tracy,
And-
I'll answer you real quick. She hasn't worked with Jay yet. We talked about this before. She does know Jay well.
I do know
And-
Jay.
And what do you think? So I love your tell Tracy your explanation of the difference between cognac and Armagnac. I love it.
So what do I think of Armagnacs? Well, I've been collecting them for the past 20 some years. My Armagnac collection goes from ages like 1893 to my earliest.
Wait,
to
not 2018? No, not 2018.
18, yeah,
1893.
1893 to modern day Armagnacs, to 21st century. And I just said an FYI, I did a tasting for some friends that was 3 centuries of Armagnac
Oh, that is a dream.
a few years ago. But what do I think of Armagnac? Well, So, this is so politically incorrect.
Which is why I love it.
Oh, this is the best.
So, this is what I got from a friend of mine that's a brandy maker. And I just kind of embellished on his story. He told me this maybe like 16 or 17 years ago, and I've just kind of like been augmenting it over the years. So cognac is the wife that you take to the opera. Okay. So, she's very urbane and sophisticated and, prim and proper and such. You have a lovely evening at the opera. The end of the evening, you drop the wife off home, and then it's time for the fun. And that's where you get your wild gypsy lover, and that's Armagnac. She's rustic. She's unrefined. She's kind of rough around the edges, but she is infinitely more fun.
Yeah.
And just personality for days, and that's Armagnac.
Here's what I think. I think Celine Dion is a cognac.
Yes.
And I think Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks is Armagnac.
Stevie Nicks.
Heck yes. Yes.
That's a great hack.
Is that gruffness in her voice.
Yes.
Oh God,
yes.
I could listen to Stevie Nicks. Like,
she's not operatic, but her voice is the signature of it. That's Armagnac.
That Stevie Nicks is Armagnac. We just figured it out right here.
That was a great hack. That was awesome.
But so there were people talking about the batches. I want you to know what Nancy's told us before is that batch 492 and up, they call them they're part of the new Star Wars series because they're different names. And so this one actually is called Return of the Jelly, which is a perfect name because it is blackberry jam preserves. Like, Mac, you're getting into it over there, right? Like, what do you, I mean, like, is this not like just fruit preserves, like canned, like just blackberry, like it's just amazing.
Oh, blackberry is a great note. It's jammy for sure. Oh yeah. It's like blueberry, blackberry compote thing, like just juicy. But I get that, like that full, like that Armagnac and Nancy, like in like some of the Armagnacs that I've had, which I've not had a ton. You are obviously expert in everything, but I get this like toasty marshmallow thing too in here that I love, that pairs really well with the jamminess. Like, it's just so great. Oh.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's that. I definitely get that in there, and it's. I'll say that those Armagnac casks just so. We finally had I guess with the turned down in bourbon and everything, we finally had a chance to just kind of slow it on down again and take our time. And I was so thrilled about that. But I definitely do get that kind of, I have to say, this is so unsophisticated. I know, but
hey, you're on our show, Nancy.
I know. I'm just a hillbilly from East Tennessee, so I'm a Appalachian gal. What do I know?
I love it.
Like my cousin Marty, we're
hell yeah.
Well, I'm from Cheatham County, Tennessee, so.
I like them. That's like at Thanksgiving, candied yams.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of what that reminds me of, in a sense.
Oh, that's a great note.
It's
That's great.
candied yams that underneath that, it has like all the brown baking spice kind of stuff going on.
So,
That might be. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things at Thanksgiving dinner is candied yams with the brown sugar and melted in with the marshmallow on top. Yeah, hell yeah.
And
that's much better now. Yeah.
every year, when I make my candied yams, I always put a little bit of the bourbons I'm working on. I always put that in my candied yams. Just a little bit of that to kind of flavor things.
Well, I can't wait till we get to have Thanksgiving together. All of
Yeah,
us.
we'll be over next. We'll
Thank
be.
you for the invite. Hack and I hanging out Thanksgiving with Nancy. Thank you.
I
so
really
much.
get accused of stalking if at Nancy's house on Thanksgiving.
Here too. That's
Would you say, Nancy? I missed that one.
Oh yeah, that my candied yams are always like of everything I do for Thanksgiving. That's always the thing that people love the most. And it's like,
Oh.
yeah, it's because I'm putting bourbon in it. like a number of bourbons in it. Speaking of which, I don't know if we talked about Joseph Magnus. The batch 5 of the
Murray Hill Special Reserve. Yeah, that's
Special.
soon, right? Soonish.
yes.
Really? It seems like the other one just came out.
Batch 4? No, sir. That's been out over a year.
2 years. 2
2
years.
years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh, I can't wait.
weird with distribution, right? Like it made
Yeah.
it to Virginia like recently. Like
Yeah,
it,
like 3
Well,
months ago.
It made it to Virginia, then they sold out of it, and then they just sat on the bottles for.
I really don't understand how
bizarre.
Magnus does distribution at all. Like it makes
I don't
no-
either.
Everyone,
like they could be a lot more successful. Well, anyway, but we won't get down there. But like
wait,
my thing is like the Murray Hill 4 we loved, and you told us that you left it in the barrel too long, but like the 5, like have you nailed it with this? Like is this like the chef's kiss as you say sayonara to that with them, or will you continue to work on Murray Hill Special Reserve? Like so here's the thing too, people like they talk about, oh Nancy, you didn't like, you're still going to be involved to some aspect, but it's not as involved as and you've been preparing Will for a long time.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm seeing Murray Hill Club 5 special go through. I'm definitely watching that one. I put in a call for samples from him on Friday, so I'm just waiting. Jury's out. That said, it's going to be a combination of Michigan State white port barrels or finish, and then also Ukrainian ice wine. And people have been asking why I didn't do Canadian or like Michigan State or upper state ice wine, because couldn't find any that couldn't find them in time, and also just couldn't find any that we liked.
Oh really?
So it took 2 years to find the Ukrainian ice wine. We liked what the wine was, and it just took 2 years for those barrels to be dumped. So so the way I've always worked with Murray Hill, it's like an art project for me. Is that it's ready when it's ready, and there's no push on when that's ready. It's just like totally art, and that's the way. If Joseph Magnus will continue working with me this way, that I want to be their master blender emeritus, which I am with J. Henry and Sons, and I still work with Joe Henry, on all the high end projects. It's just I don't do the day-to-day stuff anymore.
Right. If they're smart, Nancy, they're gonna like use you in the capacity that you're willing to lend your talents to, because we were talking about this in the parking lot at Still Austin, right? It's like, what does Still Austin look like without Nancy Fraley? I mean, seriously. And I know that you don't want to hear this because you're very humble, but like what you've done for us and that Texas, like it's amazing. But like, I just pray that they do continue on. I want to tell you this too. So there was a question earlier about Jay West, and there was a question too from Jake about is it the right way you pronounce it, Oade, or how do you pronounce it, Mac? You have some of their stuff.
I don't know. I think it's Ode. But
Ode. Okay. Have you heard of these Armagnacs, Nancy?
I haven't heard of that one. Yeah. If she's aware of the brand, seems to get it out.
So, you start to branch out in different spirits, and you helped us a lot with this when you came on and spent a lot more time you should have with us. But Jay, our friend, Jay West, he has a Reveries release coming that is a 22-year-old Calvados that he traveled over and selected, and I have that one coming, and I'm so excited. I'll send you a sample of that when I get it. And I would love to get your input on this Calvados. And he has a whole story, Nancy, where he spent time with them. And Mac, you probably know more about this than I do, but
yeah, no, he's really I mean, yeah, like
wow,
yeah, his story is there in that email. And
it's know where he got it from. Is it a
I'll look it up real quick while we're talking, but. Yeah, I'll tell you exactly where he got it from, because he took pictures, told the whole story. It's really, really cool. But I've never had just I've had Calvados finishes, but never a Calvados. And so Jay is doing like these really cool things, Nancy. I'm telling you, like he goes out and finds some of the, like I have a rum from Oaxaca that he did, which is Alambio Serranos.
I don't know. We're probably anyway. Hack, have you tried it yet?
I did a flight last night at a tiki bar. Was that in Burbank? Because I saw the brand. I saw saw the rum brand. I was like, oh well, that's Jay's rum and I've got it.
Well, he did a pick of it yet.
Have you tried it, Matt?
Oh, it is grilled pineapple for days. I love it.
Yeah.
So and that's the rum.
Yes, it's a Mexican.
You have
rum.
it right there, Matt.
Yeah, I have it somewhere.
So he traveled into the hills of Oaxaca to this. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, sweet.
So he picked one single barrel maybe of it. Yeah, 200%. But anyway, I don't know much about this, and it's finished 11 months in a red wine cask, sugarcane juice, Oaxacan sugarcane juice rum. But anyway,
yeah. Well, that's
so Nancy. I can't speak French, right? So people will make fun of me, but it's Neufchâtel.
Keep trying it. Yeah, you got it.
Domaine. It's aged in Domaine de Morval. Does any of that at all land?
The Calvados. Are you talking about the Calvados, Hack?
The Calvados. Yeah, I switched back to Calvados.
Domaine. Spell that.
Demerval.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's. I don't know that particular one, but I would imagine with most Calvados, it's almost all Calvados is made from just wild yeast fermentations. So it's like very different from cognac in that way. So you definitely get a lot more of the terroir and the sometimes some of the funkiness, but often in a very good way. So I don't know that particular. I mean, I'm
going to forward you an email with the whole story so you can see what Jay did. You can see it. What I love about it is on the mash bill, he says apples.
I love it. Randall, I wonder if you enjoyed that 43-year Armagnac sample he sent you. Randall Erickson sent you that.
Yes, sir, I did, and I've been meaning to get back to you. But I really appreciated that. I really appreciated that, and yeah, I'm sorry I haven't gotten swung back, but yes, that's I love that, and I've got something to send you too, Randy. So that
love it. I love it.
I gotta tell you, yeah. I'm getting text from my wife about it's time to go to bed.
What?
That's probably I know.
Because we have been streaming for 2.5 hours, but also it has been so I've been traveling through California since last Tuesday, so we're getting close to rounding this out. We're gonna spin the wheel, but I want you to know, thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you, Nancy. This is so awesome.
It means the world to us. But if I don't go to bed soon, I'll probably be in trouble.
Well, it's always, gentlemen, it is always just a pleasure and a delight, and I'm just always honored to be part of this.
I know
and I enjoy the friendship and the camaraderie and everything, and that said, I'd love to join again soon. I've got more stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you want to do it, we'll do it. And then let's figure out a time. Like I'm gonna email the ladies over at Broad Branch and ask them, because I said it would be 2027 for a pick. I'm not against scheduling things out. We have our next pick we're going to do with Matt Crittenden over at Crittenden's in August. And then we're not ever going to be like a huge pick group, but we want to do really special, cool, unique stuff. And I think it would be so cool if we did something together. So let's figure it out.
I'm on board for that for sure. And I hope everyone just has an awesome evening.
Hey, what did you put in the stew, by the way? I'm so curious.
It was I don't know if you all know it. Have ever heard of a Dublin coddle before?
Oh, I have not.
It's so I'm very much into like historical cooking and ethnic recipes and such. But Dublin coddle has sausages in it, carrots, onion, leek, and carrot, just a number of things.
Great.
And like a cover of potatoes. So, I really just kind of did this thing really. It was really a lot more complex. I mean, it's a peasant food, but I kind of did it into like more of a haute cuisine or whatever.
That sounds awesome. That's
incredible.
So
I love it.
That's my supper tonight. Last night I was just having good old Appalachian soup, beans, and cornbread. So
that's my grandpa.
I also love to do that.
Nancy, my grandpa, I grew up soup, beans, cornbread, and he would have half of a white onion and just bite it
That's exactly what my dad and my mama and I that
Yeah.
my whole family just had that. I've never been able to just like
I can't. I love onions, but that's another level.
Yeah, that's like a whole other. But yeah, soup, beans, and cornbread is a whole thing.
I do not want to keep you from the stew anymore. You go and enjoy your stew.
Yes, sir.
Well, cheers. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging
out.
I
love you guys.
We love you too. We'll talk soon. Okay.
We'll talk soon, Nancy.
All right.
Yeah, good night.
Cheers.
Good evening.
Good night. What are we doing? What is this? Like,
I don't know. Like, what do Nancy hangs out with us. It's just like, wow, why?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
what?
cool.
Actually, I do know, and I will say it's just, and she also, I know, is friends with you, and then has jumped on some of our own like closed streams and does that with others, and like it's her passion for this, and that's what it's about, man.
No, but I just you can't. Yeah, I mean, just can't express how much that friendship means to me. But also, like, she's willing to like answer all the and I always feel so bad because all the questions, but she's amazing. She's incredible. Like, she's just like, I don't know. She is the queen of everything that we do. I'm just so grateful for that. Hey, do you have the names loaded for the wheel?
Oh, I've got them ready, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's what I like to see.
Where do I put them? Sorry, go ahead. So I have them.
Okay. What do you want to email them to me real fast, and then I'll okay. If you email them to me, then I'll.
Is everyone in? Are we good? Are we
so glad that you have. This is like you doing work for the channel, sir. I'm thankful. Thank you.
Hey, it's all me, no one else. And by no one else, it's the producer.
All right, so y'all just have a few minutes. If anybody wants to get in, we've got the Whiskey Wheel of Fate. We have 3 bottles of the Fiddler, 2 different Georgia Heartwoods, an encore. It's been a night.
It's been a night.
Thank y'all for being here. And I just, man, we've had like a great group hanging out tonight. We love doing this.
Yeah, it's so cool. Man, and we can't say enough about Whit too, who it is so cool too to have someone like Whit who is what do you say, like 8 years he's been there, Hack, I think. And talks about Justin as well, who's been doing that for like 20 over there. And okay, so here, Hack, I teased a bottle tonight.
What is it? Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and tease it. Yeah.
What some people, I think, entered tonight thinking the bottle that I teased was going to be here tonight. And I want to honor that.
Okay. So do you want to put it in tonight? Or do you want to hold it for next week? What do you want to do?
Well, I would just hate if someone put a large sum of money in tonight thinking
they were going to. No, then do it. Then that's fine. We got plenty. I got plenty of stuff to give away next week too. Totally fine.
Okay, so I think we've got an extra giveaway. Oh, thank you. Here we go, Nancy. Thank you. Hey, love y'all. My Dublin cuddle. It was amazing too.
I knew we were keeping her from her food, and that's why
I know. It's so she had it out of the oven for like a while.
She made it like she was working on it like all day long, and it was like this creation. And she's so nice. She's overly good to us.
So, Hack, I think we, what? For those who are still here, maybe we should give like one more minute if you want to be a part.
Yeah, hold the bottle up. We're not trying to raise funds. Please don't take it that way.
No, I'm just saying.
It's
a secret. I'm not trying. Yes, Hack. We're not trying to raise money here.
That's what I don't want it to seem that way. Yeah,
I know, but like, this guy,
the Deep.
We're gonna give this away tonight. So,
all right. So we've got. I'm gonna write them down. So we've got 2 different Georgia Heartwoods. We've got the toasted. So if y'all want to get in, now's the time. If not, totally cool too. So we got 2 Heartwoods.
But again, it's not about
And then here's the thing too, like, so this week we got a lot going on. We had a lot going on. The vault, if you're a member of our YouTube, you want to join our Discord, I'm going to load the vault up this week too. I haven't done it yet for this month, so we'll load it up. And if you know what that means. It means you get access to some cool stuff. But when you hang out with us, we just, man, we're not trying to make money off YouTube. So like anything that comes in, we try to like put it all back in.
And that's, I was lucky at Fountain Inn to get this tonight. This is harder to find. This is, in case you don't know, this is the Deep. This is J. West Reveries Provenance. This is his French oak
so
finish,
freaking good.
and it's it's good. Great. And just look at that, and look at the brand,
dude. The longer.
Okay, here we go. We got some more.
I'm about to go pour it, and I'm going to get in trouble. But yeah.
All right, let's. Yeah. So I'm going to pour it too here.
All right, I'm pouring it. This is our one more pour. There won't be a
This is our one more pour. We won't even be in there, but and shout out
no Discord tonight because I've been traveling too much. But maybe we'll find a hangout night this week.
Yeah, maybe we should. And by the way, Hack, we haven't even done the hangout pour with people getting the Nashville butter cake and the.
No, we're going to do that too. So we got a lot to do. We got busy.
Yeah, we've been
this week also, y'all. I will be sending out a link for interest to join us on August 14th. We're going to have 4 pick spots to join us at Crittenden's. Matt Crittenden and Dan Klein of the Mississippi Sippers. That's hard to say if you've been drinking. Mississippi Sippers.
Wait, say it again. What was that?
Mississippi Sippers.
Oh, you got it. You got it that time. You nailed it. You nailed it, buddy.
Nailed it. They're gonna do a private tour with us, a barrel pick. And we're going to hang out in New Orleans for the weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited about that.
Look at this color.
It's so crazy.
And by the way, so I was texting Jay about that. I was like, way too late last week. I was like, after 2 weeks, like first crack, this was great. Heck, when we tried it, we got to try it a couple of months. Like when did we do our pick? Like 3-4 months ago, we tried this. 5 months ago? I don't know.
I think we're one of the first to try it.
Yeah. And then, oh man, it is getting better, open and changing. And yeah.
Yeah. The longer you let it set. Oof. Jake says he thought it'd be a Kraken rum. Oh my goodness.
I get those the blackberry, like currant, like those like,
man, mine has turned into a toasted like hazelnut.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a nuttiness on this I did not get before. Wow.
I am getting it is Nutella, my friend.
Yes, great note. Nutella. Perfect note.
Nutella.
So good.
No wonder you like this. This is ultimate fat kid. Nutella.
Oh, it really is. And I'm tell y'all right now, if I pick a whiskey, it's really usually going to be some kind of fat kid whiskey. It really is. I can't help it.
So yeah, shout out.
Did Carolina win tonight?
Did they? I know. I've got the UFC match on. It was right down the road tonight.
It's such a crazy thing. I don't even really want to talk about that.
I know. It interrupted on my way home. A lot of traffic.
I like Cindy. Anyway. How do you spell Mississippi with one I? You just keep slurring all the S's. All right. So the Deep, fantastic. I'm going to cut it off here because I got it. I got to close it out. I have to.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Here we go. Let me just double check here.
Yeah, you got to send me a new list. You send me a new list with all the ones that just did it?
Yeah, I'll send you.
Okay, cool. Thank you guys for donating. Yeah, so the Crittenden pick, I said there'll be 4 pick spots, but also they said the tour is unlimited. So anybody that wants to come for the tour, you can. The tour is $15, but Mac and I are covering that. I don't even know if I asked you that yet, but we're covering that. So like if you make the trip to Mississippi to be on the tour, we will pay for that $15 tour. it's on us. So we just want y'all to come hang out August 14th. It's on a Friday, and it's going to start at 10 a.m. will be the tour. And then we'll do the pick somewhere in there after that. And then we'll head to New Orleans that evening. And it's going to be a fun time, Mac. I'm excited, dude. Like, I miss you, buddy. I miss hanging out. You know that?
Oh, man. I miss you too. We got to find a time this week. Maybe next weekend. Are you in town next weekend? I leave next week for San Diego, but
yeah, I'm not traveling. Okay, so those were add-ons. Okay, so these are the add-ons you sent me, not all, right?
No, I sent you total everything.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. There should be 130 entries, and that's everything in that second email. So just do a new one. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, this is great. So let me just shout out my guy Luke, Fountain Inn, Romy, Fountain Inn. They are able to sell some of these bottles, so I was able to get the deep tonight at National Bourbon Day at their, and Chef Greg and Zach, they're killing it. So yeah, tonight was great. Heck, they had roller dogs at Fountain Inn.
Roller dogs? Are we talking like hot dogs?
Yes. And Chef Greg, who is a Michelin star chef, bought a roller dog station, but he sourced like locally made hot dogs, like nice hot dogs, like killer hot dogs.
Dude, you could have put that on a tater sticker, and that bottle been worth like $1,000.
I know, right? Exactly. But we had such a great day today. So
rare character.
Yeah, man. So
okay,
shout out.
I got them all loaded up, sir.
Awesome.
We're good to go. Okay, we're good to go. Let's spin it. Let's get this done.
Spin it, y'all. This has been fun.
Thank y'all for being here. This has been a long night.
Shout out to ASW and Whit.
It's a good night. Okay. All right. So first up, we are going to give away these 2 Heartwoods. So we're going to spin it. I'm going to do a couple of shufflers, Mac. ASW is good stuff. I love the Heartwood stuff.
Man, that Heartwood tonight, it's been a while since I had the Heartwood, and man, it was great.
Let me just do this. I'm going to make it a little bit longer. There we go. All right. Spin it to win it. This is for the ASW Heartwood. I got a lot of mailing to do tomorrow too. I've got stuff I still got to get out. Like my whiskey room.
Jake,
congratulations, Jake. I don't think it's easy for him to get Heartwood.
You're gonna love it.
All right.
Hack, do you know what comes in the
shuffle a couple more times? The next Heartwood. Yeah, man, there's been a lot of whiskey leaving my house lately.
Hack, do you know what comes in the mail tomorrow for me?
What you got?
Congrats, Terry Powers.
Terry Powers, congratulations. What's on the way?
Austin Nichols, my friend.
I'm so happy for you. I know that.
I thought I had an extra one for my guy here.
I know you did.
And they canceled the order because they did not say this though. When you ordered on Reserve Bar, I tried to get 2, and yeah.
No, but I appreciate you working for me. I do. And I didn't lose your red corn. I'm going to send it to you when you send me an Austin Nichols. All right. This is for the ASW Toasted. So good luck, everybody.
Congrats, Jake. Congrats, Terry. And then who we got?
Oh, Robert Gordon. That's a local delivery for me. That's an easy one. Congratulations, sir. Robert Borden, congratulations. All right. This one is going to be for the deep, sir.
This is the deep.
Let me shuffle a few times here.
Shuffle.
For the deep.
This is for the deep. This is killer.
Oh, Harold. Love it.
Oh, Harold, buddy. Coming your way, my friend. Congratulations, sir.
That's good whiskey karma. That man shares a lot of whiskey. He's a good dude. Love Harold, man. Love
Harold. We love Harold.
Okay, so next up, guys, these are entries that will go into the Whiskey Wheel of Fate. We're going to do 2 of them tonight, the Whiskey Wheel of Fate. I'm praying somebody actually gets my Field of Dreams tonight. I've been trying to get rid of it.
I really want to. I don't, but I want to try this Field of Dreams just to know how bad.
Jim Turner, you will be the first contestant on the Whiskey Wheel of Fate, sir. All right, next up.
Congrats, Jim.
All right, we're going to do one more spin here for the Whiskey Wheel of Fate. Jeremy? Bama. Okay.
There he is.
Jerry, throw the flag on the play, sir.
We have
to do that meme of Jerry throwing a flag.
Especially as we get into like football season.
For sure. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull up the Whiskey Wheel of Fate. We're going to share it. We're going to spin it. Going to keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
Man, it has been a long ass week. I left on Tuesday and just got home like 30 minutes before the show.
And you're rolling, man. You're the hardest working man in whiskey, my friend. You are.
I kind of like that nickname. That's nice of you. Thank you.
If
you're the Bruce Wayne of whiskey, I'm the hardest working man in whiskey. Like I feel like we could, like we have a thing going, right?
Yeah, you're actually.
I can't get over something real quick. How much Nutella is on this?
Dude, this is.
It's almost like a Knob Creek, like a good one.
Wow, you're right.
Damn.
Like maybe if this was in a blind, I need to put this in some blinds. It's got that nut profile.
It does have that nut profile, right? It didn't at first. Now it really does.
It's chocolate covered nuts.
Yes. God,
chocolate covered honey roasted nuts.
Man, I'm gonna have a hard time. That batch 515 or this deep could be my whiskey of the year. Like it's that good.
I just love how it keeps getting better every time I crack it.
I know. Okay. All right. So we're going to shuffle a couple of times here. I'm going to add this. This is the Whiskey Wheel of Fate, y'all. Let me see what. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, we're going to make it a little bit longer. First up, Jim T. What will be your Whiskey Wheel of Fate, sir? Good luck.
Can you send me a sample of the Field of Dreams? I need to just.
Yeah, I got stuff I need to send you anyway. I need to send it to you just to watch your facial expression.
We got to soon. We have to crack this. We didn't even talk about the Michter's debacle of.
We have too much stuff to get into.
Oh my God.
Come on, slow down. Field of Dreams. Nope.
No, it's Raven.
Raven batch 2.
Ernest, if Mac is Bruce Wayne, would that make Hack Alfred?
I think I am your Alfred. This came up with Jay. So Jay and I were talking. Jay West is commenting on my Batman meme today.
he's in a beautiful like vacation, and he's commenting on your your Batman meme.
I know. I love that so much. You don't know how much I love that. When I saw that Jay West was commenting on my Batman meme, I was like,
He loves it.
I don't care how many views I get. If Jay West is commenting on that, that's something that's special. Exactly. All right. I'm putting it back up here. This is
all right.
The last
is it?
I need to remove Raven Batch 2. Let me remove that real quick because I don't have that much left.
Raven Batch 2 is awesome.
Yeah. See, you don't like you can win good stuff. All right.
I need to add some of my stuff here next week. You gotta
Bama, Field of Dreams. Come on, baby. Flag on the play. Whiskey Wheel of Fate. Oh, damn it. He's not going to get it. Field of Dreams just went by. Oh, he might get the Peerless Double Oak. That's a super hard one to get. I'm giving away some really good whiskey tonight.
The Peerless Double Oak is killer.
The charcuterie.
Wait till you try this. It's better than a 10-year.
Hell yeah, Jerry. Yeah, so Raven Batch 2. And look, Whiskey Wheel of Fate was good to people tonight.
Whiskey Wheel of Fate was good to people.
Very good. You know what else was good to people? having Whit on. Nancy came and hung out with us. What a night, dude.
What a night. We don't deserve this, Hack. We don't. And
We don't. Hey, it's kind of like Batman, you know. He's the hero we don't deserve.
Zero we don't deserve, which is Nancy and Whit. Yeah, man, this has been awesome. And it's so much fun Sundays hanging out with everyone. Y'all are the best. And Hack, it's great to see you, man. We got to catch up this week.
Dude, I know it was a bad, like we didn't hang out at all until tonight. So let's hang out this week. Hey, everybody, we'll see you in the Discord. Become a member. Click on.
Wait, we doing
what?
We're doing one more pour or no?
I'm not doing it.
No. I think we can't do it. But we'll see you in the Discord. Is what you
We'll
mean
see you in the Discord. We'll find another hangout night this week.
Yeah.
Love y'all, man. It's been awesome. Appreciate you guys.
Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
So for all the people that came here tonight,
cheers.
everybody in the room.
Yeah, cheers.
Hey, this YouTube thing has been fun, but
Yeah.
it's way more fun hanging out with you.
Cheers,
And we appreciate everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Damn, that's good.
Oh, the rye is so good.
Damn, that's good.
Oh,
Cheers, y'all.
cheers,
one more
y'all.
pour. Have
One
one
more,
more
y'all.
pour
Have
with
one more
somebody you
pour.
love, because you never know when it's that last pour.
That's true, buddy.
Cheers. Good night, y'all. Have a good night.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.